should be no problem dealing with it as well.
And Jay,
So
nice control.
yeah, good controlling, good zoning as well by Oh My Venus, making sure that there is no lack of damage in that mid lane. And as I was saying, you know, if you're Dilar, you know how to play the Ruby well. You
Yeah.
should be able to know how to play against it.
No, look at the rotation of the Onic PH squad. They're already being aggressive into the top lane, while the Yisun Shin is left for
She's
defend
low.
for his own. And yeah, the fact that you are bullying the gold laner for the opposite team means that you're gonna be able to push here. Look at this.
Oh, wow,
Ruby cannot
aggressive.
defend, and they can get so much gold. 93, dialing it all in, and the Onic PH take a little bit of a lead when it comes to the early stages. Dilar.
Oh boy.
You have to be careful, Dilar. Oh
You
my.
have no kick available, but definitely Jeet Kundo is
What?
on the way with Haze as well.
Zigzagging.
No ultimates available. I think that might have been too much of a distance from Wise.
Yeah.
Wise might have been playing too safe.
Yeah.
He was full HP, he had the buff,
Yeah.
but he was not willing to go in case there was someone hiding in the bush,
Yeah.
right? They don't have vision, so they don't know that was a 2v2. Only a 2v2. I don't blame
And,
Onic for that.
Yeah. They did force out sound. Because here's the thing, yeah, surely your carry, your side laner died, but your carry is having a swell time here into the top lane while the Thams is going to transfer into the mid lane. I
Not
can
bad
see
betrayed.
Wise is going to be taking advantage of this gold lane in the
Yep.
top lane, right?
Absolutely. I think the only thing they're missing is their Omega's last hitting better.
Yeah.
Sorry, small things
perhaps,
I'm noticing.
perhaps.
The small things matter here in this matchup though. Jay, wrong place at the wrong time. There's not even enough damage output
Khalid?
for Oh My Venus to help. Khaled's diving in on the back foot though.
Okay.
So I think everyone's just backing off.
Wow, okay. So they were fended off by that Khalid movement. 1 versus 4.
All right, surprisingly enough, that's just power of the Khaled in the early game as well. Collar and Furlough used by Dilar already. I think they're thinking, you know what, we already popped it. Let's go ahead and get a Trill for our efforts.
Let's see what they can do about it. Cortese is prepping up the ultimate, but they are far too late. I guess the fact that this Yusuchi is so
Yeah.
farm is already.
So much farm. Here's a Raging Sandstorm under the tower here, being kicked off by Haze. That Calgren's going down. Dilar with the double kill here on the Famas. And where is the backup here?
Oh,
for
that's
Omega?
weird. Yakno kind of had a little bit of overextension in there, but he still went in to get the kill.
Yep. To be honest, it's not out of character for me
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, yeah, Yaknu does that sometimes. And,
Do you know that the best hero for Wise is the YSS?
Wise SS.
The YSS. No, if you pronounce YSS, it's like wise because it's Y plural.
Wise.
Wise,
Yeah,
right?
good one, good one.
Right.
I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
sounds great. So
The-
I
there's-
hope
the-
Wise picks that up.
Those are the things that I think about when we have our long road trips, man.
Yeah, that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We'll have that later as well. So
That's right.
right now it's gonna be a Gillette instant replay on that pick off in the mid lane.
Yep.
Once more, beautifully done by Onic using the routing
Yep.
from that Farsa to get into the fight.
Understand why Onic PH made that play, and I think that they were rewarded for it. Because again, still get the turret pushes, and now they're leading against Omega with the kills that being even when being down to 1 kill. This is because of the turrets that they were able to take. The turret shields that they were able to take, as well as the turtle.
Yeah, massive amounts of gold out of nowhere, basically
Yeah.
out of thin air.
Yes.
Right. So beautifully done here for Onic PH, getting to the objectives first, knowing that Omega probably is not going to be able to contest, and that they have massive range.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's beautiful about Onyx lineup? You have 2 routes from a massive distance, from
Yeah.
a very, very long distance. Popoling Koopa and the Farsa. And if if Omega keeps going in 1 by 1, 2 by 2, there's no way they can counter.
Yes.
Distance is a thing.
They need to really commit to whatever it is that they're thinking about.
Like right now, they try to go for
Whoa,
Wise, but again, the roots, the
Oh!
roots are real.
YSS. But look at this. The Kagura is going to be able to
Yeah.
take the turtle.
Going in deep here, and Onic are so confident with the play, and they got everything they wanted. But of course, there's still some resistance coming in from Omega's side. Toshi in a very bad spot. Force a flicker out near Venus, and the ultimate not going to be hitting anything. This buff is going to be their next consolation prize.
I'd say that Omega really got a nice trade in there.
Yep, here's another one. for Onic PH though. Curteasy cannot sustain against 3 heroes and a dog here.
Yeah.
Trying to stay in the lane for a long time.
Oh my God! I kind of makes me think that Omega is really confident with their skill level, but unfortunately the
another
trades
one.
that they're doing aren't that good.
And Onic is so excited to go for those big fights right away, maximizing that Khalid Raging Sandstorm, and of course the range being afforded to them by their lineup. There's just no outplay coming from Omega right now. They're waiting for their tanky members to get tankier, and even Toshi playing on that Ruby, it's a lot different the way Dilar plays it.
So this is the problem I see from Omega. Sometimes they are too much of specialists, right? Because 100% sure you're gonna say, no, it's okay. Toshi, you take the Ruby. You can outplay him, no matter what happens. But then again, you're playing against Onic, and Onic knows how to use these OP heroes to their advantage. And now they're gonna commit on the Dilar. They're just frantically walks away from there. And all of a sudden, your big ultimate's is down. Right?
Big ultimate's being used for nothing, and that was during a time where the turtle is up. So that's the second turtle going over to Onic PH. I think Omega got the second one, right? So this is the third turtle of the game. I would like to see more of this. I want to see more drafts like this, like not the all-in super greedy drafts.
Yeah.
Just go for a balanced draft with a lot of hard crowd control.
Yeah.
It works well, especially for a lineup that is basically all melee.
Dilar being a thorn in the chest of Omega. Unfortunately for himself, he will not be able to stop that moment. Is this... Wait. Am I seeing a cursed helmet animation or something for Dilar?
It does, it is. I think it is
Okay.
like a Molten Core or Cursed Helmet at this point. Very tanky, very good amount of damage output, especially with Cotter Inferno in that lineup. So, Omega's now being pushed back into their jungle. A lot of their turrets are starting to fall.
Absolutely. And now they're trying to go for the top lane defense, but very good heads-up ultimate coming out from the Yi Sun-shin, by the way.
Yep, just to get that info, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, get a lot of that info and then get straight into that tower without any fights.
Yeah.
Which is usually the way the Omega plays, but now Onic is kind of going into that mindset. Let's go for towers. We don't need to fight right away, especially right now, where we have a pretty good lead. Just make sure no one dies, and make sure you can get pickups like this. Zoning Raging Sandstorm from Iaknu right there.
Yep.
Beautifully done, and I think they can keep going here.
Definitely can now.
Dragon form.
Oh.
Here we go again, enter the fights. The dragon is still not going down in the middle of everything. Curteasy, you beast, you on the Yi Sun-shin, proccing the ultimates like there's no tomorrow, and his HP just keeps going up and up and up into the Onic PH lineup. Whoa, look at that.
Never sleep on the Yuzong, I guess.
Never sleep on the usual.
Well, here's the thing. Omega had the best scenario for themselves. It wouldn't have been a good fight for Omega if not for the fact that Onic PH are already clumped up, right? Because they're in that spot. And not only were they clumped up, they were against the wall. So there's no going back for them. They were pinned against the wall. There's the ultimate from the Yuzhong. There's the Yin-Yang overturn. And it all made sense in the end. And honestly, for Onic PH, their lineup is squishy. If they're not able to outplay their opponents, they are going to lose the fights. And that's exactly what happened in there. I think that Onic PH didn't lose much, however. But that it's a ray of hope for Omega. I hope that Omega learns from that. I hope that they keep on doing those kinds of engagements against Onic PH because that is where they flourish.
Yeah, that's exactly the amount of spacing, right? The timing where you go in with the Yuzhong, where the Yuzhong is not going to be your target. It's not the primary focus of the fight. It is basically just going to be a second thought for Onic, and that's exactly what happened. That's why there was an opening. And despite the amount of gold lead that Onic had, the amount of items, and they were happy with just taking towers and pushing, Omega was like, you can't keep doing that. You have to suffer some consequences, and that is, I think, exactly what happened there. they took their eyes off the Yuzhong for a few moments, you know,
Yeah.
and he was given a pretty good entrance.
Yeah.
A great entrance.
I wonder if the Deadly Blade can control that against the Yuzhong. Do you? I'm sure that it kind of affects it a little bit, but there's something in me that says that regeneration from the Sha essence, or
Yeah, I don't think
It-
it's I don't think it's like counted as lifesteal. That's what you're
Yeah.
thinking.
is it? I don't think it's because that's what I feel. It might not be counted as a life steal. So, what is the solution now if you're against the Yuzhong? Is it that's a Durance or?
Basically, just hold him.
Well, that's also true.
That's just the only thing
that
right
is
now.
actually true, man.
Just keep him on the ground, which is very difficult at this point.
Yeah, that's
Especially
right.
when you need to use these skills to control the Roger.
Yeah.
You're already spending so much crowd control in keeping the Roger down.
Yep.
I think it's just difficult. Here we go on the Igila instant replay,
That's right. So
where
the timing, man.
yeah, the timing when the Yuzhong goes in, there was just like everyone was in the wrong position. Dilar
Yeah.
can't really join the fights. He even used the flicker to go in.
Yeah. I like that they were able to peel the lineup of Onic PH. Now the question is, how much did they get out of that? Onic PH is still on the lead. That's one. So, if you are Onic PH, you definitely learned your lesson. Do not fight like that. That's basically the only chance that Omega can win against you when it comes to those team fights. So, I guess for the side of Onic PH, it's one thing that they should now think about.
Yeah, looking at the lineup here, it feels like the gold lead didn't decrease that much. I think Omega kind of did not capitalize too
They
well
can- yeah.
into that
I
win.
can't blame them for that,
Yeah,
honestly.
you still have to play safe, even if
Yeah.
you get like a very big kill like that, or a very big take
Yeah.
like that. So I don't know.
Man, only one turret down from Omega. I am really liking the fact that Onic PH were able to secure the far sub, because it just means that they're able to facilitate for Wise to be successful in these engagements. Oh,
Yep.
Yaknu, there it
Oh,
is.
look at that! Oh my gosh, that's a great
Oh
way
my
to get that
God.
game going. Toshi's already out, and this Lord is very much vulnerable to the attack power of Wise,
You know,
as well as Dilar.
what's weird about the Ruby? It's great in 1v3 or 1v2s, but in 1v1s,
There's just no way that you can outscale a Khalid at this point
Yep.
in terms of damage output with that Desert Tornado.
there it is. Oh, Heath isolated, man.
Oh boy, they want to go for the fights. Iaknu this time around, he's very much willing and confident. There's no one to cancel that except for that knockup. But here's a bigger one. A Raging Sandstorm once more into the
Oh my God.
into the
Crazy.
Yuzhong. And now it's going on the hunt for that marksman.
Oh.
Under the making
What?
use of that. Can you analyze that, man?
Man,
That was-
that wall play from Wise, that's really wise, right? However, I think Onic PH still lost that badly. I don't think that they should be chasing the Yuzhong,
Yeah.
let alone just minding the Yuzhong at this point as
No.
Kagura guns down.
Yep, Omega, they just don't care that they're low. They will keep going. I mean, losing the Lord is one thing, but again, riding off the advantage is another. And that's something that Onic PH failed to follow up on.
Yeah, they get carried away so easily on PH. There it is, Molten Core, just for the Thams, and a full cursed helmet for this Poplin Koopa. Deadly Blade casually picked up by Dilar as well. So here's the thing, if Dilar isn't present in the fights with this Deadly Blade, and Durance obviously is not yet available for Venus,
Yeah,
that's when they know that they cannot fight against the Yuzhong.
exactly. So definitely not even sure why Venus didn't pick it up first. He wanted this damage spike, I think. But you really should. You really should just get the Durance right away as soon as possible at this lineup.
Yeah. One thing that I can say though, Onic PH is not even a timer at this point. They can actually prolong this game. They have the luxury. They have the Farsa to clear the waves. If they do get the Durance of the Farsa, that's amazing. You can go see Halberd on the Thams and you're already great. And then, there it is, the Durance.
Durance,
I
right
think
on
you
cue.
pick up the Kiras on all of your heroes, or at least 2 of your heroes, then get the dominant size. That way, the presence of this Yuzhong as well as this Roger isn't that felt anymore. So honestly, we're talking about scaling, right? Naturally scaling heroes from Onic PH. Not only that, the lineup the the heroes are just good when it comes to the itemizations, right?
Yep, the thing is, it's also true for the side of Omega.
Oh,
Like,
that's right.
get the Cuirass from 2 heroes
Yeah.
and the Dominance Ice. That the damage from Iaknu and the damage from Yi San Shin for Wise is just, it's not going to be as pronounced.
Yep.
So, I think both teams have a pretty good late game fight.
Yeah.
Even I think it's even better for Omega because the scaling is just so much better for their lineup. But because of that, Onic, they're going to speed it up a little bit more.
Yep.
Speed it up into the invades, get the buffs as much as you can, although they're having a hard time denying the buffs from Hajizi. Rest of Dilar, though, he doesn't mind. He's going to try to go for it anyway. They hunt down Heath, Raging Sandstorm into this guy, and he's able to get out
Ooh,
just
Ruby.
in time. Ruby is still in the middle of everything. They're able to defend. They're able to stop all the momentum that's coming into their faces. Onic PH, though, that was a nice try for them.
Nice try indeed, but even better was that pullback from the Ruby.
Like right now, he does it one more time, but the follow-up damage is nowhere to be found.
The
It's
dragon.
flying here into Wise, straight into his face, and all of the skills going to be hitting onto Wise. Damage
my
is now
God.
greatly reduced for Onic PH.
Curtizi popping that vengeance as well. Now he's being chased down. He's still surviving. Finally
Decides.
goes down. But this is a 3 versus 2 situation. Toshi, slow.
Very, very low.
Okay.
Still very close here. Man, this game is on a
Oh
seesaw,
my.
my friend.
Okay, so it seems like the Ruby is gonna flourish when it comes to the scaling potential, just because of the impact of that pullback.
Yeah,
right?
and the spell them on all the skills
Oh,
just
that's
makes
also
him
true.
so much more sustainable after a big
And
skill.
definitely a Lord take now for Omega. Not the fastest, but the fact that they have man advantage really prompts them to do it. Dilar
this could
trouble!
be good. Dilar's very low. Conrad Inferno cannot save him that time. And now there's not really anyone to be found here. A random pick off by Wise out of nowhere gives Onic a chance to stop the advance.
They didn't have the right to defend that Lord anymore, but with that ultimate from Wise, all of a sudden, it's an even playing field.
Literally one mountain chakra
Yeah.
made that defense
Yeah.
for Onic on that Lord area. That is just funny. He got a kill.
Yeah, Dilar. I think the idea for Dilar is just to prolong it, and I respect that. I think for now, Onic PH, they're feeling not much confident. And I also love that they have double hoverboards, by the way.
Yep, they just keep flying everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
that's just the future.
Curtizi, if Omega brings this back, I honestly would vote for Curtizi as the MVP of the match.
That is just something that you cannot really, you don't usually see that anymore. Before
Yeah.
you saw a lot of Yuzhong counters,
Yeah.
you saw a lot of Yuzhong comebacks, but it's very rare these days.
Yeah.
So if he can pull it off, he's gonna be an absolute MVP for sure.
Man, Hajiz is 3-0-6. That's also amazing to look at, man. Let me see the control of this guy. Now they want to go for Heath.
Yep, another big one here. Great Raging Sandstorm on the right amount, right target.
it?
But the follow-up is nowhere to be found.
There-
And Iaknu suffers for it. Where were other Onic PH members there when they needed it the most? That was a miscom.
Miscom, definitely. They
And
already. That's also one. That's also weird that they went for the Cho. A Cho tank is really hard to get.
Yeah, that's like the easiest one to dodge
Oh,
out.
hey!
Oh my god!
What?
What a rare misplay by Hayes there. You don't see that a lot, and now they are going to suffer for
Oh
it.
no! That's terrible. But in comes the Yuzhong. Can
In comes
Curtizi do
Yuzhong.
this?
Curtizi, he's going to try to make up for that lacking. They are a man down. People from Omega are actually low. Only Kurt is full. Only one ready to go for the fight. And they made a pretty grave error. Although the Onic PH is taking their time on this Lord. Too.
The next error there was they used the ultimate of the Yuzhong, and now Onic PH are feeling confident with this. However, nice defense from Omega. They're also were able to shove the waves, and now the reset on the Lord. Toshi in trouble. Another.
Oh.
What is the problem with this brush?
What is they're not they don't want to check it.
What?
They don't want to check that brush.
What is in there, Omega? Are you looking for the trophy in there? Because it's not there. Only death is there.
Yeah, they just keep going
is-
one guy at a time. It's just
They
what
get lured to that bush, and I
Oh.
can't believe it. What is happening there? Maybe
Yeah.
they're looking for Coach Dale in there, but Coach Dale isn't there,
He's
man.
not there, man. He's not there. I don't
How's
know.
that?
They're trying to see if they can catch Wise. That's all, right? They're hoping for a random Yi Sanshin in the bush.
Man.
But at this point, man, Onic PH is just positioning themselves a lot better this time around. And now, Omega, they are on the back foot still, but they look like they're going to have a harder time to win in this next team fight.
Oh, God.
Anti-Cuirass as well, locked in for Wise.
I don't understand what is happening, but no, I think that having the antique cuirass on
your primary...
normalize getting tanky items on your course.
Right, especially when you're ahead.
Yeah.
Right, so here we go again, once more into the fights here for Omega. They're looking for that defense. They can't do it in the mid. Let's say they go for top. But even the top lane is going to be very difficult to stop. D-Lar with Immortality makes him a very unlikely target. Hajizi clearing up that Lord is going to be enough for them to defend, but at least for their base. But the inhibitor towers, they're already gone.
No, Toshi made a mismiss. Well, Raging Sandstorm in there onto the backside, not hitting everybody, but it's okay. I think Onic PH is still bullying Omega at this point.
They did that for the zone right there, and it worked very, very well. D-Lar gets up a kill. Another one for Hajizi. He's low. He's forced back. It's an opening. They could go for it. They have the minions, and Onic PH, they can take this. It's half HP, and they will finish against Omega. The game streak for Omega is over.
It took a lot of being relentless. In the intro, Onic PH are taken as the relentless Avengers.
Okay. Oh my
man,
gosh.
Onic PH that was amazing.
That was amazing.
Then again, I want to say Omega made a lot of misplays, but Onic PH, they also played well. Start of the game until the end. They minimized their mistakes as well, and that's one thing that we have to recognize for Onic PH. I also love that even after that very close victory, they're still discussing and everything because they know that they also made some mistakes. Then again, it started with a draft. I don't think that it's an outdraft whatsoever, but it made it look like an Onic PH draft, and that's what we want to happen as much as possible.
Not an outdraft at all.
Not an outdraft at all.
I have to say, I said before, like, they had a very powerful draft. Right?
Yes.
Omega had a very powerful draft, but I didn't take into consideration how much that hold, the snares, are gonna affect the gameplay of Omega here. They're having a hard time checking bushes, like as you saw. I mean, they can't check bushes. They cannot hold down members.
Yeah.
And they cannot go near the necessary members because every time they try to go near, Popo and Kuba's right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, before we get into that, we're excited for the next game. Let's throw it to our solo analyst spotters.
And to be honest, I cannot ask for a better game than this para sa Onic versus Omega. There are a lot of intricacies. Pag-usapan natin mamaya yung mga certain requirements nila, but now let's check the items first. Okay, so if you think about this, si Kurt dito in a way didn't really focus on getting yung damage items kasi may damage output naman siya and he knows that he can be a bully dun sa mga members to the side ng Onic PH, and what he needs to do is to get into the backline. So yun nga yung sinasabi natin dito, Kurt really did a great job into controlling anything na nangyari dito para sa game na to. This is probably, para sa akin, his best game on the Yuzhong. He knew what to do. And surprisingly, Heath dito, yung pagiging Mr. Consistent niya didn't really show. He was put in a spot na napakahirap talaga. Pero bago natin pag-usapan yan, punta tayo doon sa may kabila. Ano nga ba yung nagpahirap dito para kay Heath? There are a lot of things na nangyari para sa kanya. There are the Deadly Blades, and there is the positioning na nakuha pa ni Oh My Venus into scaling fast. So there are a lot of things na hindi talaga pumanig kay Heath, and that really costed him yung mga, alam mo yun, yung mga little pick-offs na nangyari sa kanya. And think about it. Oh My Venus, kapag tinamaan niya ng skills dito si Heath, that could mean na matatamaan siya ng stun, and that could mean na matatanggal na siya. Especially Jay as well, isang kagat lang or one knock-up lang doon sa kay Popol and Kupa could mean Heath going down. And tatandaan natin, Heath only has one Shunpo. So there are a lot of things na kailangan i-consider dito ng isang OMG Heath kapag gumagamit siya ng show sa mga ganitong lineup. Okay, let's head on to the post-match stats. Pag-usapan natin dito kung ano nga ba talaga ang nangyari at ano nga ba talaga ang checklist na itong dalawang team na to. For the side of Omega, na-realize nila na yung lineup dito na ginawa ng Onic PH, sabihin natin, ito si YSS, etong tatlo at this point, they are going to separate the lanes. And papansinin natin dito kung paano nila binabackupan etong dalawang to, yung Dilar Iyakno connection. Once na papansin dito ni Venus o ni Jay na may nangyayari dito sa dalawang to, they would go there and they will equalize the lane. Okay, so once they do that, medyo nagkakaroon ng emphasis dito into Wise getting free farm, kasi nga yung dalawa or yung mga tao sa Omega, they actually react a bit dun sa ginagawa nila, not letting Onic push din, kasi tatandaan natin these two are very good at zoning, especially Oh My Venus at level 4. So kung papansinin nyo the poke composition na ginawa dito ng Onic PH, if you look at the other side dito, they have a couple of hard engage, pero may isang requirement na kailangan dito yung Omega para manalo sila sa game na to. Kailangan ilagay nila yung tao nila mismo dun sa may loob ng backline ng Onic. So what happens is, kapag hindi buo ang loob ng Omega in terms of going to the backline, that means napapunish lang dito si Yuzhong, napapunish lang si Ruby, si Heath napapunish lang din, and there are a lot of things na ma-offset dito yung engage capability ng side ng Omega. So what they did, they become very patient, and actually may mga onting clips ako dun sa highlights na gusto ipakita sa inyo that really showed na this is a very high level game. Both of the teams knew what they wanted to do, kung ano yung mga requirements nila para manalo. So let's head on dito sa ating smart highlights of the game. And as you can see, they get first blood dito, and that was a really good answer for the side of Omega na pinuntahan nila yung pagiging aggressive dito ng ni Dilar. But then again, look at this. Kapag hindi talaga naaabot yung backline ng side ng Onic, there is most certainly going to be 2 kills or 3 kills on the side of Omega just because of the sheer range na meron dito yung side ng Onic PH. And kung titignan mo dito, yung pacing neto, and this is one of the fights na nanalo yung side ng Omega. It's because nakaabot si Kurt dun sa may likod, dun sa may backline. At nagalit si Kaido kasi, si Kaido, yung Dragon, umabot dun hanggang dulo. And it really costed them that fight. And look at this, look at the punish. Nung sinusubukan nila i-take down tong si Kurt Z, nung nakita niya na yung Vengeance na region siya, ang ginawa nila, nag-turn sila, and they went for the chase. They got Wise, and tatandaan natin, si YSS only has one dash. So it's really hard to get away from the Yuzhong ng basta-basta. So you really have to look at this. Magdadash siya, but meron pang isang talon dito. Etong si Kaido, si Kaido tuloy, si Yuzhong. So there are a lot of things na pwede talagang mangyari dito onto the side of Onic PH. Pero then again, sila pa rin ang nanalo. They found ways to catch Omega off guard, and yun yung ginalawan ng Onic PH dito. And I would really like to commend Onic PH. That was a very hard spot to go, na alam mo yun, para makakomeback, kasi talagang nahanap na ng Omega yung butas nila kung saan sila papasok eh. And still, you cannot count out etong ating runner-ups nung Season 4 and Season 5. They're still a really strong team right now. And in terms of execution, this is where Onic PH shined. Kumbaga, in terms of decision making, tinapos dito ng Onic PH. In terms of team fight capability, tinapos doon ng side ng Onic PH. And I think Onic PH still has it on their side, yung superior decision making nila pagdating sa mga team fights. Your smart MVP of the game, it's going to be Wise with the Yi Sun Shin. 91k damage dealt. Ang daming nasundot ni Kuya Wise dito sa larong ito. And if you would look at it, man, oh man, 428. Grabe yung Mountain Shocker procs niya dito. Medyo tumagal yung laro, and ibig sabihin nun, all that counted. And look at this. He has a defensive item over there, the Antikiras. So, he didn't really want yung mga damage output dito ng kalaban na ma-burst out siya, especially the Queen's Wing. So, there are a lot of damage reduction dito for Wise, and you have to look at this in a way. Kung itong tatlong item na to, yung apat na item na to, wala na nga siyang boots at this point eh. Kung itong apat na item na to, nandyan ka, nasa iyo lahat ng damage output, but you don't have this, at ibig sabihin nun, tumutumba ka lang, then that means, itong apat na to, hindi na rin nagmamatter. So that is it for our smart MVP of the game. high-level game. I love it when I see games like those. And because sobrang high level ng game na yon, pakita mo na natin yung QR code ng Onic. Yung sa baba. Yan, support nyo yung Onic PH. Show them your support. Kung hindi ka pa naka-follow sa mga social media pages nila, please do so by scanning that code right there. Pakita rin natin dito yung Omega dahil maganda rin yung performance nila into this series. And you really have to look at that Omega. I think this is going to be a long night for us kasi dun sa game na yon napakita ng dalawang team na alam nila yung gusto nilang gawin sa isa't isa. So let's see who will just make the most out of those requirements. But before that, isang requirement din para sa atin ang magpakita netong giveaway code. Para sa inyo yan. Kasi sumusuporta kayo sa teams, sumusuporta kayo sa MPL, and mahal namin kayo dahil doon. Dahil mahal ko pa kayo, meron pang isa. Yan. May bonus giveaway code pa tayo dito. Hindi ko sasabihin yan, kaya mahaba. Ayan, screenshot. Okay. At meron pa tayong mythical raffle draw. And pinadali ko na yung buhay nyo. Nilagyan ko na din ng QR code. So, just scan that, join the mythical raffle draw. Remember, ang kakaiba dito sa season na to, sa season 6, is kahit regular season, magpapamigay na rin tayo ng skins sa mythical raffle draw. So you really have to look at that. Sumali kayo, 5 skins yung nakuha ng 5 magkakaibang tao kahapon dahil lang dyan sa draw na yan. So with that in mind, ang dami ko na nasabi dito. I think it's time to throw it back to our casters para makaabot tayo sa game number 2. I am Butters and binabalik ko na sa mga casters.
Thank you so much, Butters. And of course, that is the breakdown for Onic PH versus Omega Game 1. And you know what? Well deserved for Wise on that MVP. I mean, there were so many times that I feel like Wise should have went down, but it didn't. I mean, he didn't. He was holding steady. Curtisi was very adamant by going near him and always just spamming the skills next to him.
Yep.
But he's able to manage to sustain. And again, anti-Kiras on your carries.
Normalize.
You just have to. Just don't go for the full offensive capabilities. And obviously, the most common one that they add is immortality. But sometimes, even if you resurrect right away, you just die instantly anyway because your immortality is not that. It doesn't make you as tanky as other items do, like Dominance Ice.
Yeah.
Or at this point, the recently buffed anti-Kiras.
I think it's more about the buffs, honestly. Like, even the Athena Shield is very strong. Also, what I learned from the updates of the Athena Shield as well as the Antikiras, it just forces teams to not overload or not double down on either just physical or just magical damage. So normally, like if you imagine in the previous meta that we have, you can have all physical lineup. Like your only magic damage is gonna come from the supports, and then you have 2 fighters and then your carry, right? So that is not rewarded anymore because your enemies can just pick up the Antikiras, and all of a sudden, all of your sources of damage will be cut down by 30%, and 30% is actually so much.
Yeah, actually, that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like 30%, it's almost close to half it. It's like so near to half. Not to mention your actual armor. Yeah. Like you still have that armor on you,
That's
like
right,
the
that's
base
right.
armor. Then you have additional reduced 30% damage for your enemy. That's like more close to half, cutting it to half.
And then you double it down with the dominant size, and all of a sudden your physical damage reduction is just way up there. I want to say that teams should not really double down on just the magic damage or just the physical damage because they need to respect the fact that that could happen.
Yeah.
Now, look at Omega. Respect is real as they banned out that Yi Sun-shin.
Yep, I like it. I like the reaction on that Yi Sun-shin. It's not something that's an overreaction because really, seriously,
It is.
when Omega gets that, they get so much vision.
When Onic,
And when Onic gets that, they get so much vision, and not to mention that Onic just plays well with it with the damage output. So great ban on that Yi Sun-shin. Still going down hard on these side laners as usual in the jaw head, of course. We still don't want any of those big jungle invades that we usually see.
Okay, this is weird.
Yeah, they're looking at each other in a weird way.
And they were caught by the tower. Right?
Yeah, and it froze there. That was a funny take. Now, next bans most likely can still revolve around some of the heroes. I would still not want to give Farsa over to Onic because some teams, they kind of just mess around with the Farsa for wave clear, but Onic really does play into that high damage output hero very, very well.
Oh my. There it is. Uranus as the respect ban. Thumbs is also available, but they go Hilda. So this is a J special.
Obviously, right? That is a very classic hero for Jay. Not gonna be surprised by a lot of invades in the early stages of the game because of this.
Yeah.
That's just the way Jay plays it.
Yeah. So look at this. Onic PH, they're opening up Cho, Farsa, Khalid,
Way too many opens. Though.
and Ruby. And they're letting Omega pick. I want Omega to be smart about this. Do not overload on the meta heroes. It will be bad for them.
Yeah, especially that Yuzhong, which
Yeah.
did well. It did well, but man, that was so
Do
difficult.
not be tempted into taking that Yuzhong plus Khalid, for example. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Or Ruby plus Khalid. So they go Thumbs Roger.
Okay, that's not bad.
I
That's-
love
that's
it.
not
It's
bad.
so good.
I mean, that's exactly what a lot of teams are starting to go into, right? I mean, they get a very healthy win rate hero for themselves, which is the FAMs, and they also go for the special, Aji special as well, the Roger.
And the problem I have with this Hilda first pick for Onic PH is that it just makes it so that if they pick the Khalid, it's not an open pick anymore. It's like absolutely a tank Hilda in a side lane Khalid. It's
For sure.
okay. It's okay.
It's gonna be a fair fight,
Yeah.
I would say, right? It's not like one team got ahead over the other.
Yeah.
It's still a fair fight for me, especially this Hilda. That means that Onic is not gonna be playing
Yep.
like they were playing earlier.
Oh, alright.
But
So Khalid
now-
Farsa, I like it.
Speaking of earlier, these are heroes that were picked earlier as well, and they'll be having fun with it. And
Yep.
as I said, they should have banned out the Farsa. I feel like I still stand by that. I
Yep.
feel like Omega might have let that go way too much.
I agree. I think that them getting the Thams and the Roger is good. I think they closed this early picks with the Cho. Still
Yeah, go ahead.
set up.
That is not bad. I don't want
Yep.
I don't want the show to be banned though, right?
But I feel that this Farsa is just too much of a comfort for Onic PH right now. And not only that, it's also one of those OP heroes, right? So it's really good to get it. So they go Chang.
Okay, this is good. They're actually pretty good. Although they could have reserved their support role for later, but running the risk of it getting banned is
Yeah.
not something that they want to deal with. And finally, Omega has something with range to add to their table, so it's not going to be as bad as earlier. They're
Yeah.
not going to get stuck in the ditch
Yeah.
with melee heroes. Finally,
Well, now, I like the Lancelot man, by the way. Cute. It just Lancelot is probably the only threat now for the lineup of Omega when it comes to the carry position. And
yeah.
I wonder what Onic PH will do with this. 'Cause they already have the Farsa. Are they gonna pick up the Yuzhong as their last pick? That makes me wonder. Or
Man.
or something like Alice actually.
The Yuzhong is going to go through for sure. I think
Yeah.
at this one, it doesn't make sense to ban the Yuzhong
Yeah.
in the later stages of the game when you have so much more to ban.
I think you ban Cho for Onic PH.
Yeah.
And they ban Alice themselves.
Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Again, you don't want to
Understandable.
You don't want to have too much of
Yeah.
You don't want to deal too much on the magic damage side, and that Alice you can just leave it on the lane for a
Yeah.
long time. That's usually one way that Omega
Yes.
won a few of their games.
So they ban out all the heroes of wonderful Wise.
A pure wise ban, almost. Half of the bans, more than half of the bans are focused on the carry role. Not to mention they pick a carry first. That means it's gonna be up to Wise to go back
Nice
to.
Ruby ban, I like it. So you forced Omega to pick the Cho.
Yeah, that's a Cho pick, right?
Yeah.
That's all automatically a Cho pick.
Yeah. Well, makes sense if it isn't.
Looking for a Wise hero here.
Yeah, that's also what I'm thinking about. How if Omega does pick up the Cho now, I think Harith is not gonna be the choice for Onic PH.
Yeah,
there's
not
this Cho.
Harith. Please, not Harith.
So as expected,
Let's
it's
go for
Cho.
carry, I guess. Yeah, expected on the Cho.
Yeah.
Good call on the Cho.
No, man.
There's just no choice for them. They have to.
You mentioned the carry. I think I like it here. Lineup of Omega. Helkert.
There you go. We back, boy. Oh,
Hellcurt.
man.
Hellcurt side lanes against the Chang'e makes a lot of sense. It's also good against the Roger.
Yep. Coach would be proud with me if he sees
Yeah.
us right now.
Yeah, I know.
Coach would be so proud of us.
That's right.
The predictions are too
prediction-
easy to make on
All
this
right.
game.
So what do you do now if you're Omega? Do you get the...
Oh boy.
I think you get something like Akai, honestly. You're forced to pick up the Akai for Omega.
Yeah, that's gonna be an Akai pick, possibly. Or if not, Hylos or I'm still looking for it's either Baksha, Akai Baksha, or the last pick, one more pick. Let me think about that very well.
I think Baksha is bad.
Yeah, but we just got word that this got
Popol and
Yeah.
Koopa.
Popol and Koopa got picked up. So okay, all right, that's
Okay.
fine for me.
Okay, so the thing with Popol and Koopa is that it's a valid answer to the carry because it has got a lot of control, single target control. That's easy to pin down the carry. Also, if you do the Phantom Step, you don't really have the choice, that much choice. I mean, if you're so good, if by the way, who's gonna pick it up? Is it Iakno or is it Wise? Right?
Let's see,
Let's see.
because I'm super curious. We're gonna
Yep.
have to resort to our
No, but anyway, using the Phantom Step, whoever controls it, be it Iakno, be it Wise, he needs to be perfect on targeting because, again, the Popol and Koopa can easily just eat up all those light wheels and all of a sudden your Phantom Step will be up for naught. And I think that this is an interesting answer from Omega. Nevertheless, a scary lineup from Onic PH. Like
Yeah.
in the previous game, they had a late game carry. This time, carry himself or herself. And then perhaps the problem is that Farsa for Omega. Having this Farsa available for Onic PH means that Omega will have a lot of problems snowballing against their opponents.
Yeah, and the snowball is something that you just have to deal with
Yeah.
at this point. It's gonna be very easy to deal with here. No reports as of yet. We are gonna have to wait for that to go in. So, Pomoli Koopa means that their lineup is a little bit squishy as well. Though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
Mhm.
I don't like it. But what I don't like is the Hellcurt as well. I feel like the Hellcurt might have been an overestimation of their.
It's either just Hellcurt or just carry, right?
Yeah, just one. Pick one. I was thinking, it's bad if they went for Hellcurt because oh my god, Hellcurt carry again. We've seen this like yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday. It was, whew, it was not good. It was not fun to watch. But carry would have been the most logical pick, if not Claude.
Oh.
But I haven't seen Onic Claude that much, so I
Well,
opted for that carry. So.
It makes a lot of sense against Thams, against Ruby. And in a way, if you get the wind of wind chant, wind of nature against the Roger, you're absolutely gonna win against the Roger. So
Here we are.
itemization wise, it's good. Now the problem I have with having the Hellcurt and like the Hellcurt is your early game presence, I guess.
Yeah,
For-
that's it. That's
honestly,
the early game.
If you think about it in a way that your Hellcurt is more on the early game and the fact that he can pop the Dark Knight Falls when the clash does happen against the Chang'e, against the massive control of Omega, maybe that's where you find it good. But what really makes me afraid of this is that this is such a difficult draft for Onic PH. They need
It
to be
is.
good, right? I mean, Onic PH is good, but they need to be like at the top of their game.
This
they
needs
need
to be
100%
100% Onic.
Yeah.
They need to be on the.
They need to be Onic PH today, right?
Yeah, because this lineup is so difficult to
Yeah.
just play on your own. Like, I'll just do random stuff with this hero.
Yeah.
There are very specific things that they need to do.
Yeah.
First, they need to reach level 4 right away for this Hellcurt to work. Because the moment you don't get early assassinations with the Hellcurt, with the poison stingers, it falls off very quickly.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Hellcurt carry should not be a thing. Please stop doing that.
Yeah.
And overall, you just want that early game pressure with Farsa and Hellcurt.
Yeah.
Blind them whenever they try to. This is a good combo, right? Feathered Airstrike into the Dark Knight Falls. It's great to secure your Farsa.
Ooh.
It makes it hard for the enemy team to react. It makes them hard for the enemy team to go for the
Yeah.
Farsa. So
Yeah,
it makes
I agree.
sense.
I agree. No, the Hellcurt being picked up makes a lot of sense in this game.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's still not. There's still a specific execution for it.
So here's the thing. Is Omega PH actually much better off with the Popol and Koopa instead of the Akai? Because I feel that the Akai is great against Hellcurt. Then again, you think about the carry. Carry is best against the Akai, and he doesn't care about the Akai. So this probably is the understanding here from Omega. Just go for the PNK. Let's answer the carry instead of the Hellcurt, because the carry is the real threat, not the Hellcurt.
We can't really answer the Hellcurt right away. If we try to do that, if we try to, for example, if we want to go straight for the Hellcurt, you're going to get silenced by the passive right away. So even the Cho has a hard time dealing with Hellcurt sometimes because of the passive of the Hellcurt, which silences people who attack it. The other way to deal with that is to just throw everything with the carry. Just throw the Koopa hold on the carry, throw the Way of the Dragon on the carry. That's your ticket. The carry has a flicker. It doesn't have a purify.
Wait, so who went for the retribution?
Yaknu is the one with the retribution. Jungler Hellcurt. Guys, Jungler Hellcurt. This is interesting.
No, man. He's going to do what Zen Esports did. Remember what we did when we put the core, the carry, in the gold lane first?
Yeah.
And then after the first wave, we go to the jungle? No, you put it on the EXP lane so that he gets level 2. You pick up the Hunter Knife, go to the jungle on your own.
That's the one that sounds familiar.
Zen Esports rotation, man.
Zen Esports rotation, bro. And obviously, Yaknu's gonna...
Oh, I love it.
Okay, here we
We're
go.
gonna
Let's
see
go
it.
into the game.
Oh, no, they're not going to do it. Yaknu's going to start
It's a normal jungling
Come
Hellcurt.
on.
What is this? Come on. It's not efficient. I have to say, it's not efficient. We've seen it before in Season 1. Well, jungle wasn't as tanky before.
Look at this. A double? The two supports are in the middle.
Yeah, they're basically just... They're just stopping Onic PH from advancing.
1-2-1 with one jungle. How do you say this? 1-2-1-1? Is that the rotation now?
1-2-1-1. Yeah.
But the problem is, look at this. Weiss is in a very unfamiliar plane at the top lane.
It is.
Getting bullied up there against a Changu. Changu is a big lane bully, obviously.
Yep. And it's contrary to our prediction where it might go mid lane. No, they want to funnel everything into Roger. All the gold in the middle, all the gold in the jungle goes to Roger, while the rest of the side lanes get cleaned up by the FAMs and this Changu.
They are so aggressive into the bottom lane. How do you feel about Yaknu back in a core spot? I love it.
Yeah, it's very weird. At the same time, it's not out of character.
No.
But because of that, First Blood will go over to the early game squad, which is Onic PH. Now they will...
Venus the queen, while Jay is just being that pain in the backside of Omega.
Yep.
Look at the goldie of Onic PH all of a sudden. It's
4.9k versus 4.1k.
Amazing.
It's a pretty solid place to be in.
I can't believe that they're doing it to a team like Omega.
Yeah, who's usually so good at the macro game.
No.
So you gotta wonder, where are these things coming from here for Omega, for Onic PH rather. And not to mention, they are running a carry, which is not supposed to scale well. It's not supposed to have a great early game.
So the trade-off between Changu as well as this carry is that the carry can take the jungle easier than the Changu by her alone. Maybe if the Changu gets a level 4, that's an easy jungle taker. But Onic PH are actually just getting so much gold in these early stages of the game.
Yeah, I think that's from a lot of pressure here on the bottom side. We'll see that Heap cannot really deal with it without their ultimate yet. Dark Knight falls. They don't know where Venus is coming from, and they don't know how to react.
God. That was one of the best executions in the early stages of the game. Every single skill makes a lot of sense when it was used.
Yep, it's synced up. Right? They sync up well. Dark Knight falls, and then the Feathered Airstrike. They don't know how to dodge it, and it got maximum efficiency.
Oh my god, I can't believe that Onic PH can pull that off. This is probably why they used it in game number 2 instead of game number 1. Imagine them up against Omega. They showed that they will be just funneling this 1-3-1 old style meta.
Yeah, watch
Yaknu,
this.
the deadly poison stinger, and the silence, the raging sandstorm, the Dark Knight falls, and
look at that.
Wonderful display of Mobile Legends action coming out from Onic PH.
Omega looked confused
They are.
in that one. They didn't know how to go in. They didn't know who to attack. prioritize at that point. Not to mention they were blinded by Dark Knight Falls, which is
Yes.
something you don't see on our video.
Yeah.
But it is. It's so confusing if you're Omega right now.
Yeah, definitely. The big victory for Onic PH. Nevertheless, Omega is still at it. The second round of buffs we go. And I think the push from the top lane is there, but Heath might have mispositioned himself.
Yep.
Up top.
He's going to be able to at least dodge on out there with the G Kundo, able to get out of harm's way. But again, the follow-up is still here for Onic. Going in for the chase. Oh my Venus is so aggressive. Flicker in with the wings by wings. Following up with Wise as well.
What?
This squad is playing like a madman. Wow.
They're playing like how they play in the MPL Season 4, where they in the words of Bane, they fight like a younger man. Nothing held back.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Back on their prime, back in
Yeah.
their youth, when they used to be the unstoppable force of MPL.
Wait, did I see Oh My Venus pick up the Clock of Destiny this early?
4 minutes, 4.5
Oh,
minutes.
wow.
That's not
Okay.
bad. That's actually
That's
beautifully done.
is amazing.
That's because of the assist and the kills,
Yeah,
right?
it's
That's
just
202.
And look at this. Oh My Venus doesn't even have the mystery shop, and that's how farmed Onic PH is.
Yeah, impure rage, bro.
Oh my god.
It's like, whoa.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Is this the new trend? Is this the new rotation? Iaknu, the jungler, and Weiss, the marksman. 2 supports in the middle, while Jay is just doing his thing.
Well, that seems to be the case. I mean, it is working. This is what? 1-2-2, 1-2-1-1?
Yeah.
The 1-2-1-1.
1-2-1-1. There
That
it
is just unheard of, actually, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about this before the game started. We
Yeah.
were talking about like
Something
dedicated
new, right?
junglers. Can they pull off something new? Can the junglers actually be a jungler? And Onic PH is showing that even though it's not as fast as the usual funnel,
Yeah.
they can make it work. They can get ahead in gold. And they're doing it very well. That's a kick back onto the targets by Heath, and it's not going to happen. Not at all at this point. And there's no follow-up from Omega here. They're all busy trying to get some gold back. And the Rage Sansol for D-Lar. That's a lot of ultras being used up here. Omega going to be able to dodge on out of there, but Heath evaporated
Oh my
in
god.
sand. Oh my god. Back ashes
What?
to ashes for that show. Very rarely happens.
Very rarely happens.
Who sees Choke getting
Raptor
evaporated?
Machete jungling Hellcurt. Welcome back to the meta, you
Oh my
creepy.
Creepy
crawler,
crawly.
you?
Yeah, creepy crawler.
It's
something.
creepy crawler. But back in the
Man.
days, remember MPL Season 1. I had to grind from the depths of being warrior until
Warrior,
the epic, and my best friend was Hellcurt.
Yeah, so easy to dominate games as
Yeah.
long as you know what you're doing. As long as you
Yeah.
know how to get the objectives, get the buffs early,
Yeah.
and just absorb the XP. Even if
And-
you're like warrior elite, you can use that here.
You know, and if all else fails, you can just split push. And I'm telling you, a lot of stars went to my favor just because of that split pushing technique. And also the deadly poison stinger. Back then, there was a different jungling item for that, and
Yes.
Raptor Machete isn't as strong back then, but now we know that this is a much stronger Raptor Machete, technically speaking, right? From the
Mhm.
previous season, from the
Wait.
previous patch.
It's improved.
It has improved, although it can only be used by certain, literally just junglers, right? So, wow.
So they're maximizing the use of the physical penetration
Yes.
of this item to enable even stronger poison stingers, which is good for what they're trying to do. But it's still not as fast as the usual.
That's right.
Because usually you want the trio to take the buffs, and he's doing it all on his own.
Yeah.
That's something that's so off for me, that to see a single guy going for the jungle, it feels like RG, but it's not. It
Oh
really
my.
is fast paced.
I'm really dumbfounded of what Onic PH did now. They tried to do it last time,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't successful, probably because they haven't been prepared for it, right? As much
Yeah.
as now.
Maybe
but
they just needed time. They just
yeah,
needed time.
the idea just needed to grow, and
They're making it work against a team like Omega. Hello, right? That's not easy.
Talk about preparation for
That's
squad. I'm actually looking up the items now,
mhm.
and we know for sure that it it's really hard to do the jungler. But if man, probably this is like the most beautiful, most fluid, most well executed jungler take that we saw.
I think so. It's
Yep.
the fastest one that can clear. I mean, usually they take a lot of time 1v1.
That's all. Yeah, that's right. And it's a natural.
It feels natural, and they're getting kills at the same time.
Dark Knight falls out when they clash in, and Omega can't do anything.
Yeah, there's
And
very
go
little.
Onic.
There's very little things that they can do,
Yeah.
actually, that Omega can do to counter this, especially at this point in the game. The best thing that Omega can do at this point is to just turtle up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to just turtle up and just hope that Onic PH makes a mistake. There's no way they can do this proactively. Like, even right now, they're going for J. Everyone feels like they're getting wrapped around. The follow-up is way too slow, though, for Onic, which is a bit surprising.
Yep.
They were near, and they were busy for going for the minions instead.
Yeah. I guess the decision there for Onic PH was okay. Give them what they have. I mean, the Dark Knight Falls is not available. That's probably why they didn't feel as confident as the previous clashes. I want to say though, the minus physical defense of the Raptor Machete is activated as well, triggered by the Deadly Poison Stingers.
Right,
Right?
exactly.
Because that was the classic combo before, right? That was the idea when you go for the jungling item from seasons back, and you take down your enemies with this Hellcurt.
And there you go, another kick into the heap. This is a very proactive move from Omega here, trying to go for hard engages right off the bat. But Oh My Venus is the one who gets the kills in the end. Heath basically kicked himself into death against Omega there, and it's gonna be a kill. Doshi almost insta-kill there by Iaknu. That was almost one Deadly Poison Stinger
God.
kill. Even with the shield
Oh my
from the Chang'e passive,
God.
from the Chang'e second.
And you think about it, this is not even the best place for Onic PH. They still have good late game with this Wise
With Wise,
Electro
right?
Flash carry, right?
Yes.
Man.
Manjin's so proud, man. It's just
This is
it's
Manji's
the way to
meta.
go. Yeah, this is Manjin's meta right now. And a lot of people are very happy to see Carry back, for sure. Like, Carry,
Oh,
welcome back into MPL, right? It's been a while. I
I
think
can't imagine the pubs right now.
for sure. Last time Carry was used in the MPL was, of course, with NXP.
Yeah.
I think they used it as well against, if not Execration, I think they used it against Omega as well, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure, I'll have to double check. But Raging Sandstorm into everyone actually hits a lot of targets, but there's no follow-up. And Iaknu has to run and gun and going for the... It's been
What
a
is
while.
this?
It's been a while since I've seen that. It's so satisfying. Yeah, that is what you actually call an assassination. It's been a while.
Here's
Seriously.
the thing, Rockhart. You know what? The past Hellcurt performances that we saw, they aren't perfect when it comes to landing those Deadly Poison Stingers, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen Iaknu miss the Deadly Poison Stinger.
Good point. Even if he's about to die, he always hits someone.
Yeah.
He gets him low, even Heath. So, wow.
Oh my god.
You talk about assassins.
I just want to see.
Wow.
Look at Heath.
Heath
Can't
my-
even
oh my
man up.
gosh.
Can't even man up.
He can't really sustain against the damage of a carry while you're trying to execute a kick. That's not gonna happen.
The Hellcurt isn't even there yet.
Yep, he's not there, and he is doing a little bit of work on the bottom side. That's a big minion going down. And the big minions are still streaming in for a second wave here. They could do something with this push. Even the Conrad Inferno activated on that FAM's not going to be enough. Dark Knight Falls to go for the push. They don't want to go for the kills. They want to go for the push instead. And that was a big psyche here for Omega. It was like signaling we're going to go for a kill, but no, we just want to go for a tower.
I like that Jay went for the heads-up lane, just tank up that meteor shower, just guarding his teammates, and was a take onto that turret. And this is the classic Onic that we know. Maybe this is the time where they can come back. This kind of jungling meta
This is...
really paying dividends for Onic PH.
Yeah, it's working very well for these guys, I have to say. I mean, it's doing... I love that they're so aware of the
Alright.
camera.
Man, Wise if you're hearing me, Wise, do not get an assist, do not get a kill, do not get a death.
Yeah.
End
That's
this
just
game with a 0-0-0, please.
0-0-0 on your hyper carry. Fake carry, man. Fake carry. Oh my gosh. Seriously. He's been farming all game long. Literally just farming.
Oh my god.
It's so rare to see that.
Is
Oh
that
my
a
God.
new
That's,
recall?
I think that's a Zodiac recall.
Oh,
Zodiac
so
exclusive recall. I forgot
like
to
it.
activate that on my
I
account.
like it.
I'll be sure to check that later. And for now, it's going to be another hard fought jungle to take here for Omega.
Like it a lot. That's what they're doing. Get the aggressive maneuver coming out from Onic PH. And there's the threat of the next Lord for sure. And look at Wise. It's just staying in the bottom lane, just literally just farming his way out of this.
Getting minions.
I really don't mind him finishing it like this. I mean, you've already committed, Wise. Finish it through and through.
Yeah, just go ahead. Finish it. Go ahead.
One
just-
turret down only. Freezing the lanes as well.
Yep, freezing and waiting for that moment where they can go for the Lord. That's basically setting up for a Lord take and making sure that the minions are deep enough to get some vision.
They get the purple buff. They give it to the Farsa. I love their decision because Venus, for what it's worth, it's actually very well done in the whole game.
Funny that they're going for wave control here. Onic PH just doesn't want to push right away.
Yeah.
Because they know that if they push too hard, the minions are going to die faster. And then that's going to do a counter push the moment that they're going to go for Lord. So they're freezing for a solid amount. When normally most laners, most teams would go for the, the hard
just
push on the
hard
top lane
push.
while the
That's
Lord's
right.
happening. They're doing it
Forcing the
differently.
mistake. And they're letting Omega get out of their base. This is a very smart option for Onic PH against Omega.
This feels like a bait.
It is a
Feels
bait.
like a
It
bait
definitely
here.
is a bait. Weiss already has got the double buff actually. And this time he is the
Ooh.
carry, but
Oops.
okay, oops.
Oops. But they are busy going for another big team fight. Jay's on the pretty bad spot, but he has immortality and he has that passive. Going to be able to make a run for it at
Patience.
And yeah, the regen is just going to start kicking in over and over and over again. There's no counterplay for Omega. They cannot steal Lord.
Weiss, don't hit anyone, please. Do not be
Don't
tempted.
hit anyone. Make that a perfect
No,
record.
don't!
And he goes
Don't!
for it. It's going to be gone. It's the 0-0-1
Oh.
for our carry at this point. And now they're going to have the Lord with the assist here for the push on the bottom side of the map. That is going to be a big thing for Onic PH to be able to take the top and the mid.
And that's where you fast push, right? You try to turbo against your opponents, and they're trying to be going there in the middle. Thams is a non-factor against this carry.
They can't stand there. You can't absorb any carry hits at this point.
Yeah,
You're
not
gonna
at
have
all.
to keep spamming your way, spamming the clear the minion waves.
And the early game lineup of Omega cannot match up against the even better early game setup for Onic PH with a jungling Hellcurt. And Heath! Gonna
Heath?
go for the Heath.
Oh my gosh, the counter pick!
My god.
No way of the dragon for you, my friend. It's going to be a big fight, and the Lord is going to be there. They're sustaining a lot of damage from this carry, and that will be it. That's a 2-0 victory for Onic PH against Omega.
There it is. The dance moves. They're feeling it.
They're feeling it, and Omega, I gotta say, what a
This is a sight to see.
sight to see here as well for Onic. They're really milking every inch of this fight for
I
what
like
it's
it
worth.
when we're seeing the Hellcurt jump in on the opponents, and all of a sudden he destroys whatever it is that he's facing, and they just evaporate.
This is just. I have to say, this is just a beautiful performance for Onic, showing us new stuff and making it work.
Yeah.
Once more against a top caliber team like Omega here.
Not
It's
a
just
big-
unheard of.
A big stop in there coming out from Onic PH, and I'm excited to see more. I love that they reserved it for Game 2, however.
Yeah,
Remember,
I know.
like they went for Game 1 with a standard setup,
an
like
easy read.
with a draft. In
Yeah. Should have been an easy read. at least.
wonderful performance coming out from Onic PH. I think that this is extremely different from their previous performance against Execution and against Brand Esports.
This is
Right.
a team that looked like they improved week after week. Right?
There's something that happened in this week that they kind of woke up, right?
Yeah, I was expecting a very strong win from Omega, at least on game 2, or game 1 rather, but then they countered at straight off the bat. They rode off momentum and they got straight into the victory.
Wonderful.
Final thoughts for this game?
Great drafting, great read coming out from Onic PH against a worthy adversary. Right, Omega, they drafted well too.
Drafted well. That was a great
Yeah,
draft for
but
Omega.
I think Onic PH had a straight up plan in game number 2.
Yeah,
And Omega fell for it.
it's like it's absolutely something new, so I guess you wouldn't know how to react to it as well.
Yep.
Do you hunt down the Hellcurt? Do you hunt down the jungler? So many questions, and we'll have to throw it to our analyst to break that down for us. Go ahead, Butters.
Aura PH yung next. And this is going to be Onic PH win 2-0. Mukhang dinosaur yung dinrowing ko, pero okay lang yan. Hedgehog talaga yan. And that is going to be Onic Pride running wild because that is a huge statement and a huge victory para dito sa side nila. And to be honest, I really like the identity na pinapakita dito ng mga teams. Tanggalin na natin yan. Yan, malinis na. And as we head in to the item build, may mga, going back to what I was saying, may nagkakaroon na ng identity yung mga teams natin ngayon. Kung sino bang mas malakas dito sa ganitong team, may kontrapelo ba? Meron ba talagang innate weakness si ganito sa ganyan? So we are seeing a clear landscape kung ano nga ba talaga yung mga gusto nating makita pagdating sa playoffs natin. If you're an Onic fan, you are 100% happy right now. And to be honest, that was a phenomenal performance coming out from them. And this is what really surprised me. Look at this. That is a Hellcurt jungle. Clearly, Onic PH, ito yung gusto nilang playground. Yung madami silang pwedeng paglaruan na hero, madami silang pwedeng paglaruan na playstyles, and they will just try to go for those, sabihin na natin, unexpected twists para dito sa side nila, just to catch the team off guard. And look at Omega right now. They were not prepared for that. Heath is shut down for 2 games dito, and you don't see this often because tatandaan natin, Heath is Mr. Consistent. Yung sinasabi natin, consistent si Heath, and Mr. Fundamental siya. He knows what he's doing lagi, and yung mga maliliit na bagay, pasok na pasok yan para kay Heath. But the thing is, this time around, we did not see it in any ito yung kailangan na oras ng mga marksman to pop off. But it seems to me na hindi na kinailangan dito ni Wise na talagang mag full-blown effort para manalo sa game na to, as si Iyaknu pinlex ang kanyang muscles dito with the Hellcurt, just showing us na kaya ko pa rin magbuhat eh. Dati ako yung nag-granger nung season 4 eh. Ngayon, balik tayo. Dahil binigyan ako ng pagkakataon netong Project Next na ilabas ang galing ko, ilalabas ko na. Yun ang nangyari sa side ng Onyx. So, if Blacklist has this on their arsenal, nakapagpalit-palit din sila, Onic PH is showing us na kaya din nila yun. And Omega right here, they were caught off guard. Omega is a strong team. But for the side of Omega, they were not prepared for this setup. And to be honest, they tried their own style. They put Chang'o on Toshi, but it didn't really work to their favor. And that side lane Chang'o really did a lot of damage, 42k, but it wasn't really enough to take the game back into their favor. 9-1 in terms of towers, 3-0 in terms of turtles, and 2-0 in terms of getting the Lord. And that is what makes Onic PH a team to look out for papasok ng ating playoffs. Yan yung adjustments na kailangan natin makita from each team na nandito. Just evolving, adapting, and lahat ng pwedeng gawin mo just to get that victory and just to get that trophy. Let's head on sa ating smart highlights of the game. And as you can see here, ito yung sinasabi natin na sobrang aggressive ng ginagawa ni Iyaknu. And look at this, the counter initiation. And Iyaknu made it in time. Nakalabas siya in time para hindi siya tamaan ng disables. And those were the things na kailangan mong gawin if you really just want to be effective. Kailangan todo uptime ka. And look at the burst damage. Siya, yung pinupunta. Well, si Iyakno, ang dami niyang pwedeng targetin dito. He can go for Haze. He can go for Heath dahil si Heath dito is at a 0-5 at this point on, 10 minutes into the game. Even Toshi is going to be popped kapag kaganyan yung nangyayari. And grabe pong mess dito si Iyakno. For most Hellcurt players, kailangan nila yung Petrify para talaga ma-set in place yung kalaban nila for the Deadly Poison Stringers. Pero ibahin nyo si Iyakno. Si Iyakno papasok yan at magde-Deadly Poison Stringers yan. Tamaan lahat ng tamaan. Pero may isa siyang mabuburst out. And clearly, those were the things na ginamit ng Onic PH para manalo sila. Major props to the other 4 pero breakout star para dito sa series na to or sa game na to. It's going to be Iyakno for sure. 7-0-4. And look at the adjustment. Onic PH, where are you getting this stuff? Diba? Clearly having those items, Blade of Despair, Berserker's Fury, Raptor Machete, and you even have the Endless Battle on your side at meron ka pang isang item na bubuuin pa sana pero you didn't really make it in time. And Hellcurt dito, could we see this as a trend? Could we see this as something nagagayahin ng ibang teams? Because as we all know, Onic PH, they've been known to shake up the meta ever since Season 4, and they could probably do it again and again and again. So, with that in mind, we have our MVP of the game in our interview, si Iyakno. Iyakno, kamusta?
Ayos lang.
Maayos lang. Kamusta yung feeling na nakakapag, Hellcurt carry, ano yung pakiramdam? Yung nakakapag-carry ka ulit, yung mga ganun, mga Hellcurt, ano pakiramdam sa'yo?
Ano?
Kalma ka lang, hindi. Baguhin natin tanong. Ano yung feeling mo na
Hindi ko
nanalo
marinig.
kayo? Ano yung feeling mo na nanalo kayo against Omega?
Masaya.
Masaya.
Sobrang masaya.
Masaya. Ano ba yung mga pinag-practicean nyo bago kayo pumasok sa laban na to? Siyempre, tinalo nila yung brand, di ba? So, ano yung mga pinaghandaan nyo laban sa Omega? Ano yung mga ginawa nyo para manalo sa Omega?
Tinanggalan namin ng hero seat.
Tinanggalan ng hero si Heath. So, si Heath
Pati si Toshi.
Oh, tsaka si Toshi. So, na-practice sila sa mga uncomfortable na position or mga hero. So, ito ba talaga yung usually ginagawa nyo or ngayon lang nangyari to para sa side ng Onic PH na nag-focus kayo sa isang tao?
Dati pa namin ginagawa yun.
Dati pa nila ginagawa yun. And ibig sabihin nun, madami kayong alam pagdating sa mga pinipili ng mga kalaban nyo. So, that means na talaga nag-research ang Onic PH. So, Iyakno, shoutout na lang para doon sa mga fans mo, para sa mga sumusuporta sa Onic PH. Ano yung message mo para sa kanila? Ikaw na bahala. Alam ko madami ka gusto i-shoutout eh.
Shoutout.
Ayan, sige.
Shout out guys.
Shoutout si Buana. Shoutout si Buana Lilier.
Ayan, sinoutout.
Sa thank you ito.
And yeah, I think that's it. Maraming salamat, Iyakno and Onic, para doon sa interview na yon. And let's head back dito. Daming sponsor ng Onic eh, no? Sana all. But still, one of the things na you really have to look at here is we do have our QR codes na lalabas dito. Yes, that was a good series, especially game number 1. That was some high-level stuff that happened there. Pero grabe yung pinakita ng Onic ng game number 2. Onic PH, if you scan the QR code right there. For Omega, scan the QR code right there. And support the teams. Kailangan nila kayo, especially na lumalapit na ang ating playoffs dito. We are just ilang week? 3 linggo? 3 weeks away from the playoffs? Mga nasa ganon. So, a lot of things are still going to happen, and especially yung laban natin mamaya napakainit nun. It's going to be NXP versus Aura, pero this is our giveaway code para dito sa session na to. Isa pa, meron pang isa. Bonus giveaway code kasi 16,000 katao ang sumali doon sa may ating mythical raffle draw. And kung hindi nyo alam kung ano yung mythical raffle draw, then I think it's the perfect time to explain kung ano nga ba mangyari. We do have our QR code and link right here. We do have our link right here. And to be honest, if you look at it, it's bit.ly /MRD-W8. That is bit.ly/MRD-W8 para makasali kayo dun sa week 8 ng mythical raffle draw. And that was a fun series, ladies and gentlemen. And to be honest, I can't say anything else kasi talagang napakaganda ng setup ng mga teams natin dito. And with that, we are going to head doon sa ating third series, which is Aura versus NXP. But before that, we would like to thank our sponsors, our official tournament telco partners, Smart, Squad Up, Rank Up, and keep up with your favorite teams as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 14GB for Mobile Legends and Facebook Gaming for 7 days. Simply download the new GigaLife app and choose free games. Official sponsor, Realme. The Realme 7 series is now available nationwide. Join the revolution and own the fastest charging smartphone in the country. Like and follow Realme on social media to know more. Official sponsor natin is Gillette. Get free diamonds with purchase of Gillette's Mach 3 Razor, Vector 3 Razor, or Blue 3 Simple Force Pack in select Pure Gold doors nationwide. We also have partner in esports Paymaya. Get free 50 peso credits from Paymaya when you download and register using the code MLBB. Terms and conditions apply. Partner in esports TikTok, search #MLBB, MLBB, or Mobile Legends in TikTok to watch legendary videos. I repeat, #MLBB, MLBB, or Mobile Legends in TikTok to watch legendary videos. We also have our official gaming headset partner, Logitech G, here like a pro, and none of this would have been possible if we are not powered by Monton. Maraming salamat sponsors for making the MPL happen and for the gift of yung mga pinapanood natin every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
Game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
You live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means
Game changing.
choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this gig of life?
Simple and smart ako. When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigify happiness. Gigify love. Gigify friendship. Gigify dreams. Gigify hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Realme 7 Pro, 65-watt charging evolution. Realme smartphone, dare to leap.
Don't pay cash. Pay Maya. Para may balik bayad ka.
You've got me on the edge.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer shave, less irritation, switch to
Gillette Mac 3.
Yung team na nag-champion, yun yung pinaka nag-enjoy sa game eh. Hindi ibig sabihin nun ikaw na yung strongest. Kasama yung team mo, nag-enjoy, lumalakas kayo, nag-grow kayo sa team. Bonus part siya ng paglalaro na nag-enjoy ka talaga. Nung napasok kami nung MPL Season 3, actually, student pa ako noon, na college student ng marketing management. Nakapasok kami noon, nasa kalagitnaan ako ng TC, so maraming ginagawa, maraming inaasikaso. Nung next sem, kinailangan kong magpaisa-isa na subject dahil nakapasok na talaga kami sa pro scene. Umabot nung Season 5 na pumapasok sa school pag tapos ng school training. So ganun yung naging cycle ko nun. Na-lead ko yung team ko sa hindi sa talent, sa skills, sa kung anong ginagawa nila. Pero na-lead ko sila sa attitude. Attitude matters the most eh. Yung kasi yung number 1 kong hinahanap sa player eh. Kasi may mga kilala akong toxic sa team na alam kong sobrang lakas nila pero dahil nga sa attitude, nawawala yung laro ng team, nawawala yung cooperation ng members. Nahatak ko yung attitude nila na maging kalmado, maging joyful lang sa laro, nandun yung excitement, sobrang relax nila sa game, walang tilt factor, walang problema. Yung wala ibang team nun yung adjustment and sacrifice. In transition sa Season 5, nagre-roster kami. Kinailangan namin bitawan yung dalawang player namin para magpalit ng dalawa na mas i-improve. So, andun yung adjustment and sacrifice. Maaga akong namulat sa buhay kasi talaga yung experiences ko sa family dahil nga broken family kami. Mami ko araw-araw siyang nag-hard work para sa amin. Inasikaso niya kami, hindi kami napabayaan. And natuturuan kami ng tama. Kumbaga, nag-stay ako sa kung anong meron ako. May nakukuha, may pang-araw-araw, ganun. Kasi nakikita ko dun sa ibang tao yung may mga taong walang makain sa pang-araw-araw na nahihirapan. So kung paano ako nagsimula, palaging naka-mindset sa akin yun na, di ba, ikaw yung nangarap na pumasok dito, tapos nagawa mo, doon ka pa ba magbabago? Hindi nawawala sa isip ko yung keep your feet on the ground kasi totoo siya actually, pag nagkaroon ka ng, sabihin natin, angas sa sarili, naliligaw ka talaga eh. anim kami magkakateam eh. Pag nag-away yung dalawa, nabawasan tayo ng dalawa. Nadagdagan pa yung kalaban natin. So nandun yung pagiging kalmado, yung pagiging disiplinado. Walang captain, walang ano. Kasi nakikita ko sila as an equal individual person eh. So kumbaga nandun yung respeto. Natuto talaga ako sa kanila na hindi porket captain ako, hindi ko ginamit, hindi ko in-abuse. Nakikita ko sa kanila yung perseverance nila, yung pagiging disiplinado. Nandun yung passion talaga nila sa paglalaro.
Welcome back, esports fans. This is MPL Saturday here on Week 7, Day 2, and we are back in action. Right here on our third match for the day, it is Onic PH versus Next Place Solid. I'm going to be your anchor, Rockhard, alongside my analyst, Wolf. We'll be giving you all the action coming in here, but before all of that, a big thank you to the sponsors who make this show possible. First, our tournament telco partner, Smart. Squad up, rank up, and keep up with your favorite teams as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 14 gigabytes for Mobile Legends, Facebook Gaming, and more for 7 days. Simply download the new GigaLife app and choose free games.
I'd also like to thank our official sponsor, Realme. Buy a lot of Realme, people. Buy Realme, guys.
Buy Realme.
I'm telling you. The Realme 7 series is now available nationwide. Join the revolution and own the fastest charging smartphone in the country. Like and follow Realme on social media to know more.
And of course, our official sponsor, Gillette. Get free diamonds with purchase of Gillette's Mach Free Razor, Vector Free Razor, or Blue Free Simple Force Pack. It's select pure gold doors nationwide.
I'd also like to thank our partners in esports. Our first partner in esports, PayMaya. Get free 50 pesos credits from PayMaya when you download and register using the code MLBB. Terms and conditions apply.
And our other partner in esports, TikTok Live. Search the TikTok Live stream of Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League on TikTok. Search MLBB or Mobile Legends. You'll see our pretty faces, your favorite shoutcasters, favorite streamers, and your favorite pro players battling it out on the dance floor in TikTok.
100%. And of course, we'd also like to thank our official gaming headset partner, Logitech G. Here like a pro. And of course, this is powered by Moonton.
So, it's the last match of the night. They served pound for pound versus the People's Champ right here. It feels like we're back right I think, how many years ago was that actual match of where this was referenced from? That was a long time ago.
That was a long time.
Yeah.
No, actually, it was 2009. We're in. Oh no, it was even before that. It was about 2007 when Manny Pacquiao for the Philippines is both the pound for pound champion and the people's
champ.
right?
So there was a time. So
There was two.
one of these teams are going to be able to at least claim some of that glory here in this matchup today.
Yeah.
Aura PH obviously still on a roll.
Yep.
Still pretty much the guys that are to beat in this matchup. The defending champions versus the hot rookies of the season. Next Play Solid. Now, we are that Facebook post probably still gonna get brought up after this matchup. So expect that.
Expect that.
Scheduled if ever NXP drops this one. It's gonna be hard to do that though against NXP, who just came fresh from a very big win against Execration yesterday.
If you recall, like a month ago, when they also won against Execration, when NXP lost against Execration then went against Aura.
Yep.
Now, Execration won, Aura is going to go up against NXP.
Yeah, look at Aura right here.
Naabangan ko yung magka-qualify na bagong papasok. Sana pumasok na rin yung makakatalo sa amin.
Bali, ang magkakatet lang sa amin kung IQ nila, 99999.
Siguro yung gusto ko makalaban yung RRQ sa mga tournaments kasi sila ngayon yung dominating sa mga sa ibang bansa ngayon. And tas gusto ko talunin yung mga international teams na PH yung magcha-champion.
So muna mag-champion this season para mag-qualify kami sa M2 World Championship. Pagdating doon, gusto ko mabawian yung Japan tsaka Ibos Indonesia.
And as always, grudges for Aura PH are against other teams, but it is of the international caliber apparently. We have Aura PH JP, KelVJ, Kiluash, Greed, Ref, Lisha, and Renzio.
What I like about this squad is that they are probably one of the dominant champions ever. I mean, obviously they were back-to-back champions. Normally, man, after winning a championship, the championship team they tend to relax a little bit and they don't perform as much. And Aura PH, what I like about them is that during their championship run, they were dominant. After being champions in MPL Season 5, they were also very dominant. And even now, they are still dominant. I guess the first few weeks of MPL-PH Season 6, they lose games in times where it's weird. They lose against Execration, they lose against BSB, Blue Fire. Now, after losing against Bren in a 0-2 fashion, they all of a sudden woke up. It's like the aura fire that we're talking about, the dragon inside them, all of a sudden woke up. And now they are even scarier, right?
Yeah, they're a lot scarier than they were. And massive KDAs for these guys, considering they've been playing 2-1s recently, actually. It's a bit odd to see them play 2-1s recently, but still getting the win nonetheless. And like you mentioned, it's been a trend. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, you only stay for a season, then afterwards fall hard. That has not happened to Aura PH. Now on their possible free-peat, if they keep going the way they are still on the run for that grand finals. However, of course, they will need to face off against the opposing team, NXP Solid, who are making a case to be one of the teams that are really gonna tear it up as well in the brackets and the playoffs.
So this is the pound for pound champs, Aura PH, represented the Philippines as well many times and proved to be one of the best in Southeast Asia. And they're gonna be going up against the People's Champion, NXP. And of course, can say what you will about NXP. Their victory yesterday, was so well earned. The thing is, it's not like in the previous series that they met, NXP Solid lost it badly. This time it was them dominating Execration in 3 games actually. That's H2O, Ready J, MB, Chester, Yawi, and Gymnast. H2O, for the longest time, one of the record holders for when it comes to the average KDA rate, highest here in the season, and he just keeps on dominating, and we love to see that from them.
Yes, as I keep mentioning, each and every cast, NXP Solid, they got H2O, who even in their losing moments always seem to have something to say about the game. He never ever becomes irrelevant in the games for NXP Solid, which is saying something. Because not everyone, you can't say that for a lot of carries.
Yes.
Some carries in different teams, when they fall, you kind of forget that they're there.
Yeah.
H2O never fails to remind you that he is the guy to watch out for in NXP Solid. And of course, surrounded by his squad, just makes him such a lethal opponent.
So the trend for the top carries of our season, like H2O, had GZ and Carl TZ, even in games that they lost, they are still very dominant. H2O, that's really wonderful about NXP Solid is that they, even after losing a lot in the regular season, when they do lose, H2O still is on top. Perhaps the problem relies on the silence of NXP Solid, their indecision during the fights, and sometimes the fact that they haven't been activating their supports. That's where they have problems. But you'd never ever see H2O really on a slump, right?
Yeah, that very rarely happens. Even when you're like 10,000 gold behind, somehow you just get skills. It's funny to watch as well.
And I think that's important,
Yeah, I think it's so important. Now I want to talk about what's been happening recently with NXP, because if we watch yesterday, if you guys were watching yesterday, you'll notice that they have been shifting around in their roles.
Oh, yeah,
right? Remember Yaoi going on Natalia? That's a little off. That's a little weird for me. And Chester is the one.
Good words for whatever it is that NXP Solid is doing. Also, I will say that even if they do change their roles, the fact that they played kind of the same way, that's probably when I can say that it's okay to change roles. But if their playstyle is gonna be shifting after them changing roles, that's where you put the question marks, right? You don't want
that in this coming matchup here on the head-to-head. First of all, Aura PH definitely not the team that beats you in terms of the killing potential, but they will always be ahead in terms of macro. They never. It's very rare for Aura PH to just look for fights straight away, especially in the drafts that they do. They tend to go for the more macro-oriented drafts rather than
Aura PH. Because I honestly feel that if NXP plays their brand of Mobile Legends, they really have a straight-up chance against Aura, but the thing with Aura is they are so good when it comes to destroying the system or the symphony of their opponents. Like they have their way of shaking the foundation of their opponents, and I think for NXP they have to be careful of what they see in the drafts, because Aura PH knows how to punish and force NXP into those weird picks.
And on the star matchup, head-to-head, I'm gonna do an in-depth analysis on that. Aura PH fans are going nuts lately.
Kind of makes me think that even when there's a people's champion, the MPL-PH scene knows who the real champions are. Like 80% support rate for Aura PH against the team that have the biggest fan base.
Literally millions, yeah.
Like millions of followers, and you still have Aura PH winning this FB support rate battle. That's amazing.
interesting.
That's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, so the votations, I'm going to need to see those polls soon. 90% season win rate for Aura PH is no joke. Why the main components of Aura PH reasons why they are so ahead, even though his KDA is not that high. He does get a good amount of MVPs, even though he is on the fighter role.
Yeah. I want to see how KLVJ adjust. You know what? There was a time where I thought after Aura PH lost against Bernie Sports, then they also find a little bit of a hardship when it comes to winning series. They always go 2-1. You kind of feel that KLVJ's hero pool was kind of hampered a little bit because we know that KLVJ needs to play those very aggressive electric type of heroes. Like, then again, they subbed in Renzo, and you felt that Aura PH is still very strong even with Renzo in it.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, man, I totally believe that it could be that KLVJ might be benched and Renzo is going to be in and Aura PH is going to be stronger. I think that's an interesting point, and with KLVJ adjusting now in the meta, maybe we can see him back in action as the top carry or side laner for Aura PH.
For sure. We'll look forward to that as well. Here on the Star Player Head-to-Head, though, talking about carries, these guys are definitely some to look at. JP, the most consistent, of course, for Aura PH. Sometimes there's very rare opportunities where you see JP just fall. And the moments that he did fall, the day after, like, you see him roaring.
Yeah.
You see him literally spitting out fire. And that's what I like to see in our champions. MVP count is a very close contention. He is the top MVP scorer, MVP taker of the league so far. And obviously, the number of championships, that just keeps popping up.
Yeah,
and that's something that's absolutely needs to be flexed. All right?
Yeah, that's the only word that I think of. It's just flex at this moment.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
2 championships. But yeah, I want to say, though, JP is one of the scariest carries because he knows how to bully his opponents. I think that all throughout the season, MPL-PH Season 6, there was only 1 week wherein JP was off, but the rest is really good. And there was 1 week where he was so amazing. That was actually the week when they first met NXP Solid.
Yes, exactly.
And they were so good that game.
That was the time where he popped off with 2 games of Claudes, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so
right.
there are probably some aftershock or some post
PTSD
PTSD
right?
here for NXP. So I hope they still keep that in mind. And
how good would it be if they just like banned
out the Claude and remind everyone that, you know, remember that time when there was a Claude that was going in before the tank?
That's right.
That was the time.
That mini sidestep that it was able to dodge the Raging Sandstorm. That's like, that's when I said, oh my god, JP is on a different level. Like, the way he dodged it was so, the term is suave, right?
Yeah.
So cool.
So
because
casual.
it was literally just a few pixels. It's amazing. And the timing for the BMI, right? So
yeah, it's just right there. It was right on the docket. So right now we see our players in the boot camps, and you can really tell they're really
cold.
Really cold. I don't blame them because a lot of the newer boot camps tend to be a lot colder because of new air conditioning. And, you know, it just happens.
That just happens.
So, JP, you never really think about him being such a fierce competitor. The way he when you look at him and when you see him talk, he's just such a chill person.
Yes, he is. And
he's one of the most chill person here. The guy that very rarely talks about anything on his social media. He just does a little bit of jab here and there. He's so soft-mannered. But when you see him play, it's just a completely different story, isn't it?
You know that a player is good if he's like that. Like if there's a different persona that activates when
yeah.
the game we go.
Let's go to the draft. I was about to say, when I see JP, every time there's something big happens in MPL, he just posts his YouTube videos. He just posts his YouTube links on the comment section. Like, all right, you guys are fighting. Here's my YouTube channel. He just keeps doing that all the time.
I think I can claim this. I think Raflesha was the first one to do that. And everybody followed.
Everyone just followed.
And everybody's just, when there's a hot issue online, they're just, follow my YouTube page.
Yeah, you know what? These guys are great, but follow my YouTube page.
I tried to do that, man. I mean, I said one time, and I'm just gonna say this with respect. I said this game is this game and ML is ML.
Yeah.
Follow my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Roses are red.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. Oh my god.
This is good stuff coming in from Aura PH. Another very positive, positive vibe and community that they have there on social media.
Yeah.
We're on the draft, and the Khalid is going to get banned out, as well as a Kufra. Finally, respect that NXP Solid absolutely deserves on that hero.
Man, Selena is the most hated hero, so it seems.
Yeah.
MPL-PH Season 6. I kind of want to see the stat line for the bans. Perhaps I'm gonna draw that up in preparation for tomorrow. Expect some juicy stats tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a lot of sleep so that I can research tonight. So I'm excited.
Straight to sleep, aren't you? You're gonna be going for that. So this is the mistake that I think a lot of the teams are making. Like, a lot of the teams that don't ban Selena and let the enemy team pick it, they're the ones who suffer.
Yep.
That's what I've noticed time and time again this week and last week. And I'm very happy to see that, they know it. Aura PH knows that you gotta respect the Selena if you're not really prepared to go against it. Especially with the hero pool like JP has, it's very vulnerable to Selena pickoffs.
And another mistake that you do is to give Esmeralda to Aura PH. Looking at Aura PH, they respected the Kufra. And now NXP Solid, let's see what they can do. They have Cho, they have Farsa available, they also have Hilda. Oh, sorry, they don't have Hilda anymore.
Yeah, no Hilda. Jawhead's still in pretty much in good shape for a lot of the games here. I think he's close to 100 in the pick and ban rate for a lot of the games this week.
So too.
I think there's only 2 instances where he wasn't pick or banned, so Jawhead's definitely gonna have to be included in the conversation.
Don't worry, man. I'm gonna draw out the stats tomorrow for sure. But now we have to settle with the Jawhead or the Roger.
Roger again.
Yeah, Roger's the
man. NXP did this yesterday against Exa, and they went out of the gates blazing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not gonna be
They
surprised
love
if they do some pretty early invades here because of this lineup.
Yeah. They love everybody loves the Roger, right?
Yeah.
All right.
There you go with the Cho that we've been talking about. You cannot sleep on the Cho. You cannot let it
Here.
go.
So here's the thing. One thing that I noticed why Esmeralda isn't as strong as before. It still is automatically.
It still is, of course.
But yeah, it's not as strong as before because of the change in the Athena's shield. Now it's not a shield anymore that Athena shield generates.
It's like a resistance now.
It's resistance
right?
now. So before you need to pick up Oracle instead of Athena shield against Esmeralda. Now you can do that, right?
Yes.
So
and there's more efficiency. Before it was just basically just almost magic defense, right?
Yeah.
And now you have magic defense plus an additional magic shield.
Yeah.
So that works very well against this hero. And I'm pretty sure NXP is already thinking about that right now with that Ruby lock-in.
Yep.
Very, I would say, not unsurprised. This is expected. This is a lineup that NXP really likes to play.
Pardon me for doing this, but I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Kevin Castillo who's watching right now.
Oh,
what's up,
Mike?
Mike?
Kevin?
He's been following us for a long time now.
That is awesome to hear.
He's trying. He says that he's trying to apply whatever we are teaching to him to the viewers in his ranked game. So
I like it. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You know, a lot of times people would say, you know what, you're on a the language isn't as hype as it should be.
Yeah.
But you know what, it's fine.
It's
fine because you learn a lot from the English stream. That's no matter who goes to the English stream, you're forced to use English.
Yes.
And you are going to teach. You're gonna go into teaching mode for sure. So I like it. I like the bands as well, and
Atlas.
Maximum respect for Atlas. This is such a weird band. I don't think it was needed because I've almost never seen Aura PH play this hero.
I mean, they played it before.
They played it before.
But
But
now
Rafflesia doesn't like that hero at all.
Oh.
I think the reason why is because it limits Rafflesia. Atlas's combo is just straightforward.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it. It's all about timing. And Rafflesia plays around. He likes to play around heroes that needs a bit more of a higher skill cap.
you want a hero that is very aggressive.
Yes.
The Hellcourt ban. NXP Solid, I think that
Okay,
perhaps
yeah.
the top teams that have defeated NXP Solid almost always ban that Hellcourt in the last phase. And
I mean, why not? This is like the Renegade special at the same time.
That's right.
We're talking about specialists. Renegade is no stranger to using the Hellcourt, even in games that shouldn't use Hellcourt.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Oh, God. Exciting times, definitely. The X-Borg is a nice tool to have for NXP Solid. It's one of their most played as well. And I think Aura, they're looking for a solid tank now and a carry for sure.
Yep.
I think they can still go Ling. Actually.
You can still
Yisun-Shin.
probably go for the Ling, but Yisun-Shin is open, and I don't know. People are still hesitant to pick up the carry.
Yeah, that's right.
So hesitant to pick up that carry still.
Okay. So you go Yisun-Shin. What else do you have for Aura? Baksha? Oh, Akai, of course, against the Roger.
Yeah, the thing about Ling is there's a Ruby that can pull him off a wall,
Yeah.
and the Jawhead that can
Oh,
throw
that's
him
right,
off
yeah.
a wall. So
That's
they're
right.
they're very hesitant to
No,
go for
you're
that.
correct. I never thought that I'd missed that, but yeah, that was.
Can Roger hit a Ling that's on a wall?
I think anybody can hit the Ling
No,
on
with the
wall.
Lycan pounce. Like, will he
Lycan
get thrown
pounce
down?
if on range, if in range, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, I've never actually seen that interaction.
Yeah, maybe we could try that out. But it's
Someday
weird.
we'll try that out. Anyway, it's going to be the Yisun-Shin, regardless, and a very classic Akai pick.
Yeah. I remember there was one time where I saw the Akai as a counter to the Ling. Because you kind of know where the Ling is. You go Blender, 1,000 pounder. And if he's stunned, a stunned Ling will just go down,
Go
right?
down, yes.
And then, since you go down, automatically you get pinned down with the Hurricane Dance. So, that's how you do the Akai versus Ling combo. Nevertheless, I love the Baksha pick from the NXP Solid. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see how they execute with this, though. Because Aura PH, they have a very comfortable draft in them.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a comfort draft for Aura. Nothing too special, nothing too weird. It is just right.
Yep.
I have to say that I'm gonna have to look into this. Want to see this? Wait, this is the wrong. What is this? Yeah, this is the wrong car. We've seen a car wash picture, so that's
Well,
not
want to
it.
see because here's the thing, guys. We always want to look at the what you call it, the emblems and the spells.
Emblems. There
It's
you
very
go.
important
Yeah,
for
that's
us.
what we're looking for.
What is this? Oh, there it is. Just in time, man. Just in time. And we're just waiting for this. So it is gonna be execute Natalia for sure. And you have a Retribution in JP. And Flicker on the Akai. Wow.
Flicker Akai? Almost everyone.
Go
is
for
on-
sprint, right? Or
Yeah.
so what I want to say is that he wants to be that problem for the Roger. So he wants to be on the Roger, and also at the same time want to take the Baksha away from the Esmeralda because you want your Esmeralda to be freely hitting in the side lanes as well.
Interestingly enough, I mean the Flicker Akai means that they want to go fast. That's all. That's all. A very sprint Akai can be seen very easily unless it's coming from a bush. You can see it coming. There's a chance that you can dodge it. If you go Flicker, it's an instant lock, and instant locking onto H2O is the target.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. They want to lock onto H2O right away, and they want to stop that Roger because I think Aura PH kind of knows that the brunt of the threat coming in from next play is going to be H2O.
Yeah.
So they want to double down on hunting him down and instantly locking, not giving him a chance to Lycan pounce out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if, but the way you said it, it looks easy, but it's actually hard.
It
difficult
is.
to do.
It's difficult to do. I mean, well, it's
okay because you just said it so casual.
Flicker into
yeah, but it's actually hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried that before. I just remembered playing Akai for the first time. And let's just say
it's a great idea, right?
Yeah, it's a great idea, but you feel that if you miss it, you have a cooldown that's at the 2-minute cooldown for the Flicker, and you have limited time afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So it's weird, but then again, if you execute it well, it looks so good.
Yes.
it's amazing.
It's also one thing to do. It's also an insurance policy. The Flicker Akai is also an insurance policy.
Oh.
Because if you miss the 1,000-pounder blender,
that's
there's
also
something that can position you behind the hero to pin
actually.
against the wall. So it's very rare to use. That's why I think no one does it, because it's difficult and it's a long cooldown.
Yeah.
But it's if in this situation it does apply, because you have such a high priority target, right?
That's right.
So I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see, because we are under technical pause a little bit because of our players. I'm not sure which side called it, but we are gonna see if we can hold off and make sure we have an even playing field here for these teams.
Oh man, I am really excited to see how the Roger will play out for NXP. However, because even when there's a Nakai, I love that NXP Solid first picked that Roger because of how much confidence they have in it. And H2O, we hyped him earlier. He's actually so good with this hero. So what I would want to see now for NXP Solid is a lot better. I want them to improve when it comes to decision making. That's probably one thing that I want to say.
Yeah.
So that has a big potential, obviously, for NXP Solid. I'm just wondering how they will be able to do it in this specific scenario.
You think? Yeah, it's gonna be a bit.
Because, alright, so H2O is good, for example. H2O is good, mechanically speaking. But what if Aura PH does something like what Execution did against Onic, wherein they baited H2O to jump in, and I'm sure that they will. Imagine this, like a weird jump from the Yi Sun-Shin and a weird jump from the Esmeralda, and then H2O chases them with this Roger, and then upside they play their Fesha. So that's what I'm looking at. H2O, you're already so good, but I want you to not be baited by Aura PH.
Yeah, it's gonna be so tempting. It's gonna be very tempting
It
to go
is,
off
it is.
plan, because again you are up against champions, but also have to think about whether or not we're gonna see the backup.
Yeah.
We have to think about the team, the rest of the team here, for NXP. I think for NXP, I think what we want to see from NXP is to just stay calm and not do some weird stuff that we saw them do. I think in the first matchup. In the first matchup, they were trying to overcompensate, because I know they're probably nervous because they're facing against a champion, against a two-time champion. But I think they should just play their game.
Yeah.
They might not need to react too much, because again, throughout the season we have seen that Aura PH, as strong as they are, they're not invincible.
That's true.
Right?
That's actually true. I wanna pick up from what you just said. Yes, there are teams that have shown that they can defeat Aura PH because they played their brand of Mobile Legends and they force Aura PH to also do their bidding for them, right? So that is actually a point that we can see now as Next Play Solid goes up against Aura PH. Because if you think about it, the draft of NXP isn't that bad against Aura PH. They have their own chances, and honestly, they can force this Raflesha Akai to make a lot of mistakes, and maybe we can see that happening. But for now, I would assume that Aura PH might be on a different level, because the last time that they played against NXP, Aura PH were angry after their loss, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were like literally boiling.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's gonna be a big factor though in this coming matchup, because NXP is just pretty cool from a win. You know?
Yeah.
If they play the NXP way, they're probably gonna do better. Now, I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough, because we haven't seen them play in their element yet.
Yeah.
So I think in this matchup, compared to what we saw before in their first matchup, both teams seem to be in their element, right? NXP just came off of a good trash talk trail. I mean, they were posting hints. You know, we've seen Yaoi sweeping the floor.
Yep.
And and all that. And
love that.
I don't know if
I
you
love
saw
that. I love that video. That picture.
Yeah.
2 pictures, right?
Right. It literally just Yaoi sweeping the floor with guard.
He said something like in English.
Yeah.
It's actually okay to.
It's not difficult.
It's actually not difficult to sweep five
trash from the floor.
5 pieces of trash
from the floor. So
Yeah.
it's like, and he was doing it. It was funny.
I mean,
I'm pretty
come
sure
on.
people were having
Come
a good
on.
laugh with that one. it wasn't even directed. I mean, a lot of times when Execration like posts trash talk, they like name drop and stuff. So that was not directed, but everyone knew.
Yeah, everybody knows what's gonna happen.
So we are going to head into the game shortly later. So just chill out, guys. Don't worry. We're just restarting and everything. I think they're trying to restart their connections.
They're trying to
have like a good environment to play in.
Okay, so I think that we have not seen any Project Next though heroes. So we're talking about.
So I don't know.
You don't understand, right?
I don't understand.
I too don't understand. How likely is it in this game? Because I think it is of high likelihood to have that because this is Aura. And Aura loves to play those out of meta heroes. Right?
Yeah, and they are a team that's not afraid to experiment with something new. But again, these experiments that we're talking about, these are heroes that they've probably tested out off screen.
Yeah.
For like weeks or months.
Yeah.
So remember that Diggy pick? I'm pretty sure they practiced that for months before they actually made it appear. They would, as a championship team, you would not want to make something like that show up.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to use it right away in that heat of the moment. So I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think for Aura, there's like a minimum time before you can use it in a pro play.
Yeah.
Like at least 1 month. So maybe I'll look forward to it in the playoffs, at least for me.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I guess.
I just think that they're so easy to play. If I played the Mia right now while I was casting, I would probably still win. That's how ridiculously easy it is to win with that hero right now.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do that challenge later.
Yeah, probably do the challenge,
someday.
right?
We'll do the casting while playing Mia challenge because it's just so easy.
Yeah, I want to say that I really want to see the Saber, right? It's there. It's one of the heroes that I played first and I played for Mobile Legends for the first few times, and it was very strong though in the MPL. Back in MPL Season 1, it's a great assassin pickup.
Yeah.
Because of the triple sweep, the fact that you control your opponents for a very long time. I mean, in Mobile Legends time, the triple sweep is a long time, and also deal damage at the same time. It can be just like a supporting role. I'm honestly looking at a support Saber.
Support Saber.
Probably the only problem is that he's not very strong when it comes to clearing waves. But imagine if you swap, and if you kind of look for instead of the Tala, it's a Saber. Could be good, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, my friends. So we are going to see a lot of stuff happen for sure here in this matchup. I'm gonna go and look back into our picks.
Yeah.
Just want to remind you guys, man, it's Nakai and it's Natalia on Greed.
Yep.
And that's something you cannot ignore. Greed literally winning championships single-handedly with that hero.
This is because when Grid entered, back then they were called Sunsparks. Right? So imagine this timeline. Sunsparks, they won the championship of MPL Season 4.
Yep.
And then afterwards, there was World Championship, and then in the interim between MPL Season 4 and Season 5, Sunsparks acquired Greed. And the first tournament actually that they were able to utilize Greed for Sunsparks was a tournament outside of MPL, but it still is very big in the Philippines. It's a franchise-based league in the Philippines. So they were under the banner of Bren. And imagine this. There's a back-to-back champion of the conference, and there's a season championship. So it was Omega back then who won the 2 conferences, but the season finale is like the biggest thing. And in that season finale, all of a sudden, Bren Esports won against Omega because of Greed playing that Natalia and split pushing the base. And then afterwards,
Season
5, they won with the same thing.
It's just, I don't know. There's just something about Greed playing on this hero that just, it scares a lot of people, right? It puts fear in the hearts of the opponents.
It feels like he is made for that hero, right?
It's just so odd. And I have to say that this is going to be a threat. One of the biggest threats here for NXP. I know Aura has been a team that really likes to join the banter.
Yeah.
And finally, we'll be the ones who post If
Yeah.
ever JP wins, we'll be the ones to post on his page with the comments, you know, follow our YouTube and stuff like that. We can do that to him. That'll be fun.
That will be fun, actually.
Interesting to note here, by the way, it's not Yaoi on the Baksha. It's going to be Chester on the Baksha and Yaoi on the Jawhead. I like the switch. They've been doing this. NXP has been doing this since...
For the longest time, right?
I don't know. I think they've been doing it most this week.
Okay.
And beyond the Ruby, that's not surprising. A lot of these are just... The lineup of NXP here is like a lot of offlaners that can sustain. They even made some offlaners into supports.
Yeah.
That's how much they like offlaners. And Roger is sometimes even used as an offlane, so you can say this is almost a pure offlane lineup.
Yeah.
so contradictory to what we usually see, right? So I'm really excited to see whether or not this lineup is gonna work, because it's the lineup that a lot of people like. It's very low. By the way, this is super short range. They have an almost melee lineup.
Yeah.
NXP has to be wary of that, and they're dealing again with Yi Sun-shin, right? So they're gonna have to deal with this. We saw this earlier.
It really suffered because of the heroes that they were up against as well. It's just like having 4 melee heroes against this lineup, it will not win. But if you're looking at Aura PH, it's Esmeralda and it's Akai. And really are.
You don't want to go near those heroes anyway.
Not at all.
And if you're a melee hero, you don't have a choice but to go near them.
Yeah,
if you want to kill them. So
fortunately, that wasn't the case. I really love the Yi Sun-shin decision for Aura. Imagine this: they picked it up in the last phase, and they still have a good Yi Sun-shin draft, and kind of makes me think: did NXP ever consider that Yi Sun-shin for Aura PH to ban it out or anything, or to answer it? And I hope that they did.
Lots of questions to be answered later on, but before that, we go on a short break, and when we come back, it's gonna be game time. Aura PH versus NXP Solid. Don't go away.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network's speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Realme 7 Pro, 65-watt charging evolution. Realme smartphone, dare to leap.
You've got me on the edge.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave, so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer look, irritation. Switch
to Gillette Mac 3.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Inside Mobile Legends. We have prepared a comprehensive update, aka Project Next, for the new season to come. Don't forget to check it out on September 22nd when the update goes live. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. Starting with the updated battlefield. First off, we have added special siege minions to the side lane minion waves. The siege minions on the side that is close to the first turtle spawn, aka the turtle lane, will provide 50% extra EXP, whereas the siege minions on the other side lane grant the player 50% extra gold. However, all the special siege minions will return to regular ones starting from the 8th minion wave. Moving on to the defense towers, we have added a shield to every outer tower. In the first 3 minutes of the game, if the player or the friendly minions attack the enemy outer tower, the player will in return get gold. The amount of gold to be obtained is determined by the damage dealt to the enemy tower and the number of allies around. Moreover, we have made drastic changes to the jungler position. In the new update, only the player who's equipped with the battle spell Retribution can purchase jungle items. Once the player has purchased a jungle item, the EXP obtained from minions will be reduced in the first 3 minutes of the game. We've also made some major changes to the jungle buffs and some of the equipment items. We will leave those for you to find out later. In the previous Project Next episodes, we have introduced you to the skill adjustments for 6 heroes: Mia, Dora, Layla, Saber, Zilong, and Alucard. Apart from them, Alice has received a revamp as well. Firstly, we have redesigned her ultimate skill. In the new patch, players are free to choose when to deactivate her ultimate. What's more, the cooldown of the ultimate is greatly reduced. And to make it easier for players to utilize Alice's mechanics, we have adjusted her first skill. If the player keeps pressing on the button after Alice's first skill is cast, the camera will follow the bloodstream so that the player can decide when to cast this skill again. Lastly, we have adjusted Alice's passive and granted it a mana regen effect. Apart from them, Aurora, Mortis, Vale, and even more heroes have been revamped. Feel free to check the patch notes for the details when the update arrives. Aside from the hero skill changes, we've also made some great improvements in terms of hero modeling. Now, with the updated animation and visual effects, it is safe to say that MLBB has taken a giant leap. Concerned about the increased system consumption? Worry no more. All the changes and optimization won't cost you extra system consumption. We have included elements of the MLBB universe in the hero display screen. Now, different heroes will have different backgrounds depending on their places of origin in the Land of Dawn. To make it easier for you to execute team strategies and to avoid overlapping visuals, we have conducted an overhaul of battlefield visual elements. What's more, in terms of equipment items, we have not only optimized their visuals, but also their icons. From the login screen to the post screen, you shall notice many refreshing changes to the UI. And when it comes to the controls and the field of view, we have also made great improvements, with which we hope our players can fully enjoy the fun of a mobile MOBA. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Inside Mobile Legends. Don't forget to log in onto MLBB on September 22nd. If you have any suggestions for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Follow our YouTube channel for more news and updates. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
blind on the arrow. You have slain an enemy.
One last strike.
Double kill.
Can't stop me.
You have slain an enemy. Legendary. You have slain an enemy. Rampage. Mega kill. Killing spree.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is game one still for Aura PH versus next place solid pound for pound versus the people's champion. We are back here on the desk. Your analyst Wolf with your anchor Rockhart.
Okay.
We are here. And
okay.
before we get started, let's get straight into the sponsors for this tournament. We have our official telco partner, Smart. Squad up, rank up, and keep up with your favorite teams as Smart powers up your game with free games for all. Get up to 14 gigabytes of data for Mobile Legends Facebook Gaming for 7 days. Simply download the new GigaLife app and choose free games.
We also like to thank our official sponsor, Realme. The Realme 7 series is now available nationwide. Join the revolution and own the fastest charging smartphone here in the country. Like and follow Realme on social media to know more.
Our official sponsor, Gillette. Get free diamonds with purchase of Gillette's Mach Free Razor, Vector Free Razor, or Blue Free Simple Force Pack in select Pure Gold doors nationwide.
Also, like to thank our partner in esports, PayMaya. Get free 50 pesos credits from PayMaya when you download and register using the code MLBB. Terms and conditions apply.
Our partner in esports, TikTok Live. Just search Mobile Legends on TikTok for a chance to win some premium stuff when you watch the live stream on your TikTok app. Not to mention, search for your favorite players, your favorite streamers and shoutcasters right there on TikTok.
Alright, and then also I'd like to thank our official gaming headset partner, Logic G, here, like a pro. And of course, MPL-PH Season 6 is powered by Moontime.
Now we are back into the game. We are actually doing a bit of a redraft. They needed to go back in the lobby. Same everything. Same picks, same bans, and same battle spells as well.
And will you be kind enough, good sir, to remind our viewers what the picks were? Because I believe that next play Solid, they fielded this Roger, while it's Yisun Shin Core for Aura PH with that Akai.
Yeah, but actually it is going to be just that.
Yeah.
As you can see, we do have the Akai, the Esmeralda, Cho, Natalia, and Yi Sun-shin for Aura PH, as well as the Baksha, Roger, Xborg, Ruby, and Jawhead for NXP. So as you can see, as you can tell, almost all offlaners for NXP. And on the other side, it is basically a pretty well-rounded draft where they would like to have range, and they also like to have that solid front line. Now, their front line is a lot squishier. Even though it's an Akai and it's an Esmeralda, it's definitely a lot squishier. Relies a lot on shields, and that's something that you can counter. Something you can counter. Regeneration and shielding is what Baksha really likes to break down. And you also have to take note that there is an X-Borg. So X-Borg is very good against picks like some picks that have a bit of a shorter range. So the laning phase is definitely better for NXP. We're going to have to see if that's going to be the case right after that. And there you go. The picks are on your screens right now. Now, notable that Yaoi is not going to be going for the Baksha this time around. Going to go for that X-Borg instead. That means that NXP just has a better trust on Yaoi when it comes to those early invades, which you expect the Jawhead to do.
I kind of want to say, though, that I feel it might be weak for the side of the People's Champs, right? For NXP Solid, because they don't have a mage source. Like, there's no magic damage source, which, again, in the meta that we have, I think you always have to have two sources of damage. Because, again, you cannot just... Imagine this. For Aura PH, all they need to do was pick up the Antikyras, and all of a sudden, anybody coming out from the side of NXP Solid, their damage output's already hampered. And the thing is, for next play Solid, they need a little bit of a mix-up between the Antikyras as well as the Athena's shield. So that's one thing that I want to say about the lineup of next play Solid. It's just way too focused on the physical damage arena, and might be not that enough against Aura PH.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna have a hard time here with once the moment that Aura PH gets the dominance ice. Like, oh my gosh, seriously, you just rush the dominance ice and people are gonna get slowed down. A lot of armor on their side as well. That's just very, very interesting for these guys.
Here we are waiting for the game to start for NXP Solid. This was Aura PH. And
apparently it's going to be another
round of pause.
Another round of pauses here. So just hang tight. Yeah.
All right. I
wonder. Podcast.
Welcome again.
Welcome to the podcast.
To the MPL-PH podcast.
Yes.
What can we talk about now?
I'm actually looking for a way. Yeah. Let's talk about what they can actually. What's going to be the results here? Let's talk about that first before we head into the actual podcast. So, by the way, watch out for your screens. They're going to be codes popping up. So that's at least something for you guys to look forward to. Aside from the game itself, it's just so difficult to wait. We know. We're very excited as well. You just want to get straight into the fights.
For sure.
But yeah,
it's
what
getting
are the
hot
implications
in here.
Obviously, they're in the same bracket. So NXP is on fourth. They're on fourth, right?
They're fourth in their group, especially because
there's no way that they're getting dropped. But
yeah, they are 13 points. Oh, sorry, they are at
14.
13 because they
14. Yeah, there was a
13 points. Yeah. Execration is at 18, and Blacklist is at 20. Right. So
in the points, that's not really the big difference. But the thing is, they are going to be on the lower bracket. I think.
No. There's no lower
there's no lower bracket. I keep forgetting that.
Wow, that's one thing that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Good topic for the podcast.
That, right?
All right.
So,
sorry.
Yeah, there's the code right there on your screens, by the way. Go ahead and claim that up as much as you can. Check it out.
Here's the thing, man. Let's talk about this. The new format for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. History says that previously what we have when it comes to the playoff picture is there's an upper bracket and then there's a lower bracket. So the top teams of the season, particularly the top 4, will go to the upper bracket. They are. There's the lower bracket for the bottom 4. So no, it's not bottom 4. It's rank 5 to 8.
5 to 8. There you go. That's what you're fighting for.
And double eliminations, single eliminations, right? And best of 3 everything. So
yeah.
Now we throw that away. Now for the MPL-PH season 6, it's the top. Imagine this. This is the top 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 of Group A versus the 4, 3, 2, 1 of Group B. They like my
So
hand too,
yeah,
right?
they're like going.
It's called a fold, right? Imagine
Yeah.
this. They fold it like that. All right.
Yeah.
So now, if NXP Solid stays in the fourth
Bottom,
spot, this is
yeah.
the fourth spot, right? This one, my
Mhm.
pinky, my pinky, and another pinky. This is Bren. So they will be facing up against. Oh, sorry. This is Bren. This is
Bren.
and this is NXP. This is Bren. All right. So my index finger and my pinky, they're joining together. All right. So imagine that. NXP Solid in the playoffs. They will be meeting Bren
Against-
Esports
right away.
Right away.
Man,
if
that's just-
they stay here in the bottom group, a part of the group. So
You don't
it's-
want that.
You
I
don't want
think.
that to happen.
Either Bren or Omega, by the way, because Omega is very close by.
Yeah. But
So-
after that loss, the 2-0 loss against Onic, I think Bren Esports are taking-
yeah.
So going back. So this, do you see that meet up, right?
That's not where you want to be.
You're right. We mentioned earlier that it was a double elimination bracket for the previous format, but for now it's a single elimination bracket.
Yeah. So once you lose, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone.
And
And
it's
you
a-
want that to happen against Bren? You want to be overanalyzed by Ducky?
Yeah.
Man, you don't want that.
Well, never ever want that.
You
to
don't want that. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that they're trying to avoid here. They want to get as much points as they can to get out of that, and maybe go into a bit of for themselves an easier matchup. So that's preference. I guess it's preference. Some people would say that NXP can probably still beat Bren. I don't
Yeah.
know, but we have seen from history that they got pretty much 2-0'd.
Yeah.
So you don't want that's something that you as NXP you don't want.
Yep.
So you still want to fight hard on this one.
That means that it's a best of 5 as well, and I think that's important to take note that before it's a best of 3, and some teams they get away with a best of 3, but I think that the best of 5 series is a totally different playing field.
Mhm.
Honestly, I can see more comebacks from best of 5 series compared to a best of 3 series.
Yeah, because best of 5 series is where Aura actually shines as well. Like
Something
that,
like that.
A lot of the championships they won are comebacks from best of 5.
That's right. That's right. It's
Oh my
important. It's
gosh.
important to take note because there is how to say this? There is a play that you can do wherein you just let the opponent just show all of their strategies in the first 3 games and defeat them. Like even the first 2 games and then come back stronger that you checkmate your opponent. So
Yeah, we've seen Aura do that consistently.
that's right.
Yeah, and they're a team that is not afraid to give rounds to the enemy.
Yes, that's right.
To enemy if it means that you can get an advantage in the later parts of that best of 5. Now, wow, so comfy. There you go. Look at these guys.
Yep. I like it. I
get it.
I like the chairs though.
Yeah.
It's
Wish you could get
it's-
custom shares like that as well.
Oh man.
Yeah, but lazy boys are the way there.
Oh,
for,
of course.
For
Recliners, right?
recliners, there you go.
Why would you
Recliners
go
are the-
sit in a gaming chair when you can also play your games here, right?
super soft and you can lie down. you know.
Literally, you can.
Literally lie down.
Yeah.
That's just the dream.
The
there.
dream. The dream.
That's the dream. But those are expensive. I'm not sure. Are they more expensive than gaming chairs? There are
Yes,
some gaming
absolutely.
chairs that are more
Recliners are
expensive.
right.
Yeah.
They cost an arm. So
Literally.
yeah.
And
The
you
agent
can
says-
rest your other arm on the chair.
Yeah.
Once you buy it. So overall, I think these are just small factors. Like I know the Aura boot camp feels like this is an example what we have. Remember the boardroom kind of deal, the
yeah,
meeting room
the
kind of
meeting
deal.
room.
It's the homey vibe versus the meeting room kind of deal here. I like it. I like the contrast between these
Yeah.
two. Personally, where would you go for these?
I love the boardroom type.
You like the
honestly.
boardroom type,
Yeah.
right?
Because think about it, it's
Business.
it
business.
invites it invites you when you're on a game on your work mode, for example, when it's time for training, time for playing, you kind of set the mood. Because if you go for something that's casual, you tend to relax.
Yeah,
like even
and they do look relaxed, right?
even if you think even if you say no, it's game time, your mind, your subconscious will force you to be more
Just
relaxed.
chill in your
Yes,
chair,
chill.
just like literally sink into the chair and
Yeah.
chill. when you're when you're a boardroom type, like you're on a like a straight table. You kind of force your posture to go straight as well, and then you go into a mode where you're ready for anything. You're ready to work.
Yes.
You're ready to get into the fight.
That's
so
right.
I think, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But you know what? I like that they prioritize comfort as well. I mean, they do win in this regard. They win with the comfort. So I don't know.
Yep. Whew. I wanna see them in action though. That's what I want to see, because this has been dragging for so long, and I wonder what Aura PH has brought to the table, because last time it was a standard rotation for them last week, but I just wish that they bring us something new this week, because they are the team that really likes to experiment.
Yeah, something new, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm clear, right? The Project Next heroes are allowed, right?
It is.
There's no more. There's only one. There was
No
only a
ban.
1 week restriction after the what do you call that? The patch. Man, that patch feels like such a long time ago, but it also
It's
feels
only
like yesterday.
Yeah, it's literally just 2 weeks. It's literally just like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But it has been feeling so long, right?
Yeah, it feels so long ago. But the new heroes are still, the newly revamped heroes are still not being picked by our teams. It's it's so weird. But you know what? That's a lot of respect for the game itself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't use heroes that you don't have a massive amount of experience with. A lot of the times, the heroes that you see picked here in the MPL, before they consider it for the draft, your coach has to know that, you know what, my player knows how to play this in ranked games. He's like top Philippines this, top Philippines that. He has 1,000 games on that hero. So it's safe for me to pick that, right? And that's probably why. They probably don't have that many games on either Layla or Mia or Saber. That's why they don't want to go.
Or I think they might have.
Probably some of them.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember there was one. I was playing with you when we saw that Fanny with 14,000 games.
14,000 games. Yes.
Oh my God! I can't imagine.
Sometimes you can just. I don't know, man.
How? Okay, I'm just gonna calculate. If there is like 14,000 times about, let's just say, on average, the 8 minutes. That's even short. Like you have 112,000 minutes. Right? If you divided
by
an hour, that's 1,800 hours.
Whoa.
And divided that to days. That's 7. Imagine this.
What?
Playing 77 days worth of just Fanny. Non-stop Fanny.
Every minute. Oh my gosh. That's like
2 months. More than 2 almost
months
3 months.
Of just literally seeing that hero.
Of the Fanny. I don't understand. I can't. I just can't.
I don't know.
And that's just Fanny. And that is also just the average 8 minutes. There are obviously a lot of times that it's more than 8 minutes. I don't get it. I can't.
Yeah, I don't, there's no way for you to fathom 14,000 games of Fanny. That's
you can't. You can't. Oh my God.
It's just so fun. Anyway, we will see, of course, a lot of different stuff going in here. That's what I want to see. I want to see some of these heroes get picked up. A lot of them, they were picking Zilong, right? Am I wrong? Have we seen Zilong this season? Or am I seeing that? Do I remember that on ranked games? No. Zilong is there. I remember there was a time that Zilong is used to pick up the Ling.
Yeah.
It's a great counter to the Ling. Was it last season? Probably was last season. They keep picking the Zilong against a Ling. I don't know. It's a great Ling counter, by the way, and it's funny to think about it, but that was when Zilong was a little weak. It was literally just a throw.
That's a reliable stun, perhaps, and the reliable displacement is probably why they picked it. But apart from that, there's nothing that the Zilong can offer. Anyway,
literally just ult and go for the base and hit the base over and over and over again. That's all you got.
Yeah.
So after that, I think Zilong is in a pretty good spot now. Not only is the Zilong actually pretty much what do you call this? Not only is the Zilong looks good right now,
Yeah.
but also it's pretty good. It's also pretty good. So I don't know. There's just so much. What do you call this? There is just so much potential coming in from these heroes, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised they're not getting picked up.
I like the Saber, honestly. So looking at Zilong now, it also has some good skins, by the way.
It does.
The
It
Zilong.
has some pretty, like, really crazy skins.
Yeah.
They're really big and foofy, and they're scary. It's scary when it flies at you.
Yeah.
Imagine the flying Zilong straight at you, you know? So
I want
those
that,
are things
see.
you don't want to work with as much as possible, but man,
Oh.
big oof. Anyway, those are the things I want to see. and hopefully we
There
see
was
them.
I was thinking of non-meta heroes that I use that can be used in the meta, because remember, you noticed last year I was the one spamming Uranus and nobody
Yeah,
approved of the Uranus.
but you were getting games. That's the important thing about it.
And I also ran execute back then, which is really what's amazing about it.
Execute on the tank,
Yeah,
right? It's
and-
just on almost a tank.
I was ahead of my time, I guess.
Well, people did pick it up, and then it got
Yeah, it's pro.
absorbed into pro play. So
Now it's one of the most banned ones.
one of the most picked and banned
Oh.
heroes. So I'm seeing that we will be on a. They're still restarting apparently. By the way, if you guys are wondering what we're doing, we're waiting for.
Oh my!
We're waiting.
I
for
remember
the-
last night we also stalled for about an hour, literally an hour.
Literally an hour.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So they're not.
this
they're
is not something new.
Not new at all. Definitely, if we definitely need a podcast. Hopefully, we can bring in some guests next time or
Yeah.
something, right? That would be cool.
That will be really cool. That will be really cool.
Oh my gosh, seriously. What are we gonna do now? So
I don't know, man.
let's
Maybe
play some ranked games. I think can we rank game while we're
you know what?
waiting? We'll show it. We'll cast our ranked games.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. Oh, sorry about that.
I want to say, next play solid. Here's what you need to do:
What?
squad up, rank
Rank
up,
up and keep up.
keep up with your team.
Yeah. That's what you gotta
14
do.
gigabyte, guys, of
I don't know how
Mobile
to fix
Legends
this.
and Facebook gaming, man.
And you got it.
You got
There-
it.
There you go.
It's very cheap.
Very, very
Next
cheap.
play solid. Come on.
Actually, you know what? That thing with Smart, that's actually free. You know
Yeah.
that?
What do you mean?
I think that's free. The 14 gigabytes
The,
for a week.
the first, yeah.
The first 7 days, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot.
And
You're in.
afterwards, you can just register to other of the smart promos, and
And
it's really fast.
yeah, get that Giga Life, you know, Giga
Yeah,
Life.
exactly. And you won't deplete 14 gigabyte
No, I can't.
for just a series. Guys, come on. If
Yeah.
you're hearing this, Baby Ignacio, if you're hearing this, register.
Register, man.
Smart.
Register the Smart. That's
Why haven't you figured that out? I don't
I
understand.
guess they want to stick with what they have, but you know, I don't understand as well. You know
Come
what?
on, come on.
With your smart SIM, just put it on a Realme phone. Look, right now I'm super surprised by how good this Realme phone is that Realme just sent us.
Yep.
This
Realme
7, man. The 90 hertz thing on this is so good, and it literally. You remember, you know, the charging revolution that they have?
Yes.
This is only 30 watts. I plug it in, I take a shower, and it's fully charged.
That's what I don't understand too. Like
It's
they were saying that this is a fast charging one, and then when you experience it, it actually is.
It really
fast
is, like,
charging.
literally fast. So I'm able to play. I'm back on 98%. I'm surprised that it's asking me to unplug my charger. I charge it at 30%. Then man, this is just
You gotta
amazing.
try it out. You gotta try it out.
Plus, with a smartphone, with a smart SIM, you can play. You can jump straight into your game.
Yeah.
I just gotta big props. Big
I'm
props.
actually sure, because here's the thing, right? There are times wherein brands will tell you this stuff and you don't actually believe it. When you actually experience it, later you're gonna be amazed.
Yeah. I used up the 14 gigabytes, by the way,
Oh, yeah, you did.
because Facebook, because there was a lot of banter, you know.
Yeah,
you had to scroll.
that's right. Yeah.
That's more than
And all the
14
videos.
gigabytes, man.
A lot of TikTok videos.
A lot of
important.
TikTok videos for
Oh,
14
God.
gigabytes.
Oh God.
For Facebook, you just keep watching stuff on Facebook and you just burn through it. But
right.
that's for hardcore use. That's like for us.
Yeah.
For normal use, man, you won't use 14 gigabytes. Trust
Absolutely.
me. So
Okay.
we're just waiting for a little bit more. Just
Mhm.
chill out, and we are waiting for the games to start. For now, I think I'm gonna jump into a quick brawl. Like, I hope you guys can also join us.
Yeah.
I wish we could do that, right? While we're
Wish.
waiting, we'll just connect our phone to like, and then just go on. Anyway, yeah. Basically, what we want to do here is we want to have a fair environment, a fair match environment. We don't want one team to be playing on like 100 ping or something.
Yeah, we
because
don't
of
wanna-
their
we don't want that to
own
happen.
issues. Because of own issues and
whatever issues they have, right?
yeah. So don't worry, we are not intentionally stalling the game
That's
from you guys. But you want something to do with your time? What about a chance to win win 5 skins by joining
That's
the
what
mythical
you like,
raffle
right?
draw right there for week 8? Just use your QR code scanners and scan the code right there on your screens, or type in bit.ly/mrd-w8.
That's right. That's right.
And you'll be able to at least get a chance.
Mhm.
Get a chance to win 5 skins. I wish we could get like skins. Usually they give away the skins that are like from the MVPs. Of
Yeah.
the week,
Yes.
right?
Yes, they do. So
do?
what happens is if this team or if there's the MVP player,
Mhm.
most picked heroes, right? And then they
Yep.
um
For example, let's give an example. Like
I remember when it was Edward, there was a lot of Farsa,
Mhm.
like this, Natalia skins outside
Yeah.
out there. So yeah.
So for example, if Yaknu got like the MVP like earlier, maybe he can maybe the following week they're gonna be giving away like a Hellkurt special skin, right? Yeah,
So
you
far,
want that,
so
you
far,
want
who's
that.
your MVP? 'Cause, yeah, I think either Iakno or Venus.
I think-
That's an MVP right now, right?
Yaknu just really outperformed himself.
Yeah.
Compared to his performance last week, Yaknu's performance this week is just spot on.
Spot on, man. That I can't believe I'm seeing the Hellkurt played like that. It looks really simple when you look at it, but when you have tried Hellkurt, man, I'm telling you, it's not easy to do what Iakno did.
Absolutely.
And this is coming from 2 Hellkurt spammers from back in the day, right?
Yeah, you gotta go for that. It's doing it against a team like Omega.
That's also true.
That's
That's
just-
also true.
How do you even do that? That is just impossible.
There's a Cho in there. There's a.
There were a lot of crowd control
Crowd
heroes.
control.
There was a Ruby, there was a Cho, and to be honest, a Ruby's a bad matchup.
Yeah.
He has so much sustain. When you spam the stingers, even if the stingers fall on the Ruby, usually the
Yeah.
Ruby will be able to just ignore it and regen and lifesteal off of it. But that didn't happen. So big props, big props to the game earlier by Onyx. So again, get a chance to win those skins by joining that the mythical raffle draw. And we're gonna have that's gonna be week 8, so that's probably the last.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we're gonna go to our super duper ultra mega mythical raffle draw where you'll get the chance to win some awesome prizes, and not just skins, by the way.
Yeah.
So there might be even more.
Yeah, there will be merch if I'm.
I think
I
there
mean,
might
the
be.
last time.
Last
that
time
there
it
were
was a merch and I think there was a prize money. I can't remember anymore.
diamonds.
Phones?
There were diamonds.
Was there a phone? Was there a
I think there
Realme
was a
phone?
phone. There was a phone. in
Realme,
there.
you know, you can probably throw in
Yeah.
a Realme 7 there if they're really enthusiastic
That's
about
right.
it.
That's right. Oh my.
So just join at least 5 mythical raffle draws, and you'll be able to get a chance to get those awesome prizes. Again, those are, we can't confirm the prizes yet because we don't know.
Yeah.
It hasn't been said to us. I think they'll announce it before playoff starts.
Yeah, perhaps.
Because we are gonna draw it during the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah, and then the playoffs now will compose of 4 days. It's just bad that we don't get to see the LAN events actually happen.
Yeah, I kind of miss the LAN
Yeah, we
events
miss
already.
it. Because
Yeah.
imagine if there's a crowd like behind us. There's a lot of energy for sure, and people love it.
And I just want to see the chat right now.
Big shoutouts to all
Big
the
shout out
people.
to all the people who are still staying here. Hundreds, literally. so
Was waiting.
thousands of people who are just waiting. I like it. So thank you for
Thank you,
waiting
thank
with
you.
us.
Thank
That's
you for
how
waiting.
excited we are about the NXP matchup as well. Like, we will wait all day if we have to. Well, maybe not all day, but maybe half the day if we have to. I'd wait 12 hours.
Yeah.
For NXP
Why
and
not?
Aura.
Why not?
You know what? I'm not saying it's gonna happen. You know, It's- if
Man.
you're, yeah.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
saying that's what's gonna happen. All right, but you know, just
It might happen.
be prepared.
I remember watching this Cowboy Bebop. You know that?
Yeah, it's an anime.
They played chess for about a week for one match because that's how they like one match is a week because it's also online chess. Right?
Oh, okay.
It was so intense, so a team.
So marathons happen. This is gonna be one of those. And I'm sure the players are also excited. It's just maybe external factors that are affecting these games, right? So
is this
this
no,
it? This is
no.
it? Are we going in?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So don't worry, we're just as excited as you guys.
Yeah, we're sorry, guys. The casters do not have control
Yeah.
with the game, so
Yeah, and if you have any shout outs, do it on the post it on the
post it
chat.
there. We love it.
We love watching you guys talk, even
Yeah.
though sometimes, you know.
It's a how do you say this? It's a unrequited love from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously. Seriously. You don't like it, but we like. We like watching.
You don't like us, but we love you.
Yeah. You know what? That's just how the things work here.
It is what it is.
I mean, I like it when people. I really don't like it when people go into this mode where they throw insults and bad words on comment
To
sections.
on
but-
anyone,
to
right?
anyone, right? But sometimes you do. I kind of understand where they're coming from. They want to see the game right away. So sometimes you can't control yourself.
Yeah.
And you
The
just
frustrations just
the
build
frustration just builds up, and you have to type it. You have to throw it somewhere. And the comment section is the easiest way to throw that
That's
out.
right. That's right.
So we understand that, but of course, you also have to understand that. As much as we want the games to start right away, you know, external factors really affect the
It's something that's
environment.
out of our control, and I'm sure that even NXP they didn't think that it will happen to them tonight.
They're itching.
They're itching. They
Yeah.
also want to play. I'm sure that as much as we want to see them play, they also want to play.
If
So-
you're curious, you know, check Doggy's.
Oh, yeah, actually,
Doggy's
why-
page
why
for
don't
sure. I want to check Doggy's
Why
page
don't we look at that?
because absolutely, you know what, he's gonna have some opinion about that. He's usually the guy that we look at for stuff like this.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not a post yet. It's not a post yet. I think I saw one post before, but might have been just deleted.
Probably. Let's look at
delete it.
this.
All right,
Let's look at
let's
it.
delete it. Let's
Let's
delete
delete it. All right.
Oh. Oh my God. Did you see it?
No, this is just funny. Mr. Valdez posted something as well. We're just.
Oh my God.
I am just out of our. We're just out of our minds here right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So apparently we're gonna have to do that.
Okay.
That's
all right.
fine.
Okay. So here's the thing, guys. Gonna be heading into a break, that we don't know if it's gonna be quick or not, but here's what I'm sure of. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be back.
We're gonna be back for sure later on. Don't go away. We are gonna be back with NXP versus Aura PH Station. We're going. There you go.
Inside Mobile Legends, we have prepared a comprehensive update, aka Project Next, for the new season to come. Don't forget to check it out on September 22nd when the update goes live. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. Starting with the updated battlefield. First off, we have added special siege minions to the side lane minion waves. The siege minions on the side that is close to the first turtle spawn, aka the turtle lane, will provide 50% extra EXP, whereas the siege minions on the other side lane grant the player 50% extra gold. However, all the special siege minions will return to regular ones starting from the 8th minion wave. Moving on to the defense towers, we have added a shield to every outer tower. In the first 3 minutes of the game, if the player or the friendly minions attack the enemy outer tower, the player will in return get gold. The amount of gold to be obtained is determined by the damage dealt to the enemy tower and the number of allies around. Moreover, we have made drastic changes to the jungler position. In the new update, only the player who's equipped with the battle spell Retribution can purchase jungle items. Once the player has purchased a jungle item, the XP obtained from minions will be reduced in the first 3 minutes of the game. We've also made some major changes to the jungle buffs and some of the equipment items. We will leave those for you to find out later. In the previous Project Next episodes, we have introduced you to the skill adjustments for 6 heroes: Mia, Eudora, Layla, Saber, Zilong, and Alucard. Apart from them, Alice has received a revamp as well. Firstly, we have redesigned her ultimate skill. In the new patch, players are free to choose when to deactivate her ultimate. What's more, the cooldown of the ultimate is greatly reduced. And to make it easier for players to utilize Alice's mechanics, we have adjusted her first skill. If the player keeps pressing on the button after Alice's first skill is cast, the camera will follow the bloodstream so that the player can decide when to cast this skill again. Lastly, we have adjusted Alice's passive and granted it a mana regen effect. Apart from them, Aurora, Mortis, Vale, and even more heroes have been revamped. Feel free to check the patch notes for the details when the update arrives. Aside from the hero skill changes, we've also made some great improvements in terms of hero modeling. Now, with the updated animation and visual effects, it is safe to say that MLBB has taken a giant leap. Concerned about the increased system consumption? Worry no more. All the changes and optimization won't cost you extra system consumption. We have included elements of the MLBB universe in the hero display screen. Now, different heroes will have different backgrounds depending on their places of origin in the Land of Dawn. To make it easier for you to execute team strategies and to avoid overlapping visuals, we have conducted an overhaul of battlefield visual elements. What's more, in terms of equipment items, we have not only optimized their visuals, but also their icons. From the login screen to the post screen, you shall notice many refreshing changes to the UI. And when it comes to the controls and the field of view, we have also made great improvements, with which we hope our players can fully enjoy the fun of a mobile MOBA. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Inside Mobile Legends. Don't forget to log in onto MLBB on September 22nd. If you have any suggestions for Mobile Legends Bang Bang, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Follow our YouTube channel for more news and updates. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
The way you live your life depends on the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple eh? Smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Gigafy happiness. Gigafy love. Gigafy friendship. Gigafy dreams. Gigafy hope. With smart Giga music, video, games, work, and stories, we let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
Realme 7 Pro, 65-watt charging evolution. Realme smartphone, dare to leap.
Don't pay cash. Pay Maya. Para may balik bayad ka.
You've got me on the edge.
Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave, so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
For a closer shave, less irritation, switch
to Gillette Mac 3.
Dahil buhay na si Green, yung pinaka-problema na natanggal nila, bumalik na naman. And grabe yung
Nagsimula yung career ko nasa Obs Gaming. Kakampi ko sila Sire, Chaknu, tapos si Cap 1. Unang qualifier ko nun, hindi kami nakapasok. Nalaglag kami sa qualifier ng Season 4. Nung BSP pa ako. Piniam ako ni Zico na wag daw ako mag-alala, makapasok daw ako ng MPL. Tinupad niya naman yung pangako niya na kukunin ako. Tapos yun, siyempre, grinab ko yung opportunity na makapasok sa MPL. Onic PH ako, madami ako natutunan nun, lalo-lalo na sa mga pagkatalo namin. Last champion, sobrang heartbreaking kasi lamang namin ng 2-0. Tapos naudlot yung pagkapanalo namin. Hindi nga ako masyado nakapagsalita nung after na yun, hindi din agad ako nakalis ng stage. Historical sana yung pagkapanalo namin dun kasi straight from quali kami tsaka rookie sa MPL lang. Tapos yun, sayang. Kailangan na naming maghiwalay kasi hindi na gano'n nag-work yung communication namin. May mga players na hindi na din katulad ng sama namin dati. Siguro kasi party din yun ng paghihiwalay. Siyempre, nung nagkaroon ako ng opportunity nung kinuha ako ng Sunsparks, grinab ko yun kasi kailangan ko magkaroon ng new journey. Sobrang laki ng pinagbago nung nag-champion na ako sa MPL kasi finally na-prove ko yung sarili ko na kaya ako mag-champion sa PH kasi yun talaga yung pangarap ko. haters ko na na-prove ko sa kanila na hindi ganun kababa yung laro.
And we're back! Guys, we are back! And we're gonna go fight off Aura PH versus
This is it!
NXP Solid. So, this is it. This is finally it. We got confirmation. Teams are getting ready to get into the game.
Let's go!
Probably one of it's
the
really
most
funny. The most
most awaited game.
Literally.
The most awaited game in the history of MPL.
Yes.
NXP versus Aura, and we are indeed gonna go at it.
Going straight at it.
Let's
I
go.
hope the games are going to be worth it. Yeah, I hope they're gonna be worth it. And I know that we just got word that we're just waiting for the teams to literally just sit down. And they are actually connected. So NXP, NXP are still, busy doing TikTok. I'm just kidding. They just love TikTok. So both teams are probably doing that for now. And Reflicia's probably. I gotta follow these guys.
Oh, you gotta follow them. We have the giveaway codes.
Giveaway codes. Check out those giveaway codes.
Check them out, everyone.
And
come on.
Yeah. So just go ahead and claim them while we're waiting for the teams, and probably another bonus giveaway code. There you go! Bonus giveaway code for you guys for waiting with us. So go ahead. Drop on to web.mobilelegends.com and claim those codes.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually right.
Yeah. That's where you
You remembered it, right? This guy knows how to claim.
It's been a while. I've been doing that, and now my BP is at 100k plus. So
if there's a new hero, you're gonna
you gotta insta buy. And of course, speaking of heroes and skins, mythical raffle draw, bro.
Yep. If you want to have a chance, if you want to have a chance to get a lot of rewards for sure, come next week. Do check out this link and join us in the discussions we'll have, right?
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna have a lot of fun, especially now that we have the mythical raffle draw.
Yep.
I think that we can talk about that soon. When we get details about the prizes, we'll definitely let you guys know. Because I'm very excited to see what our friends are gonna have here.
Yeah. So what we're seeing now coming out from from NXP as well as Aura is just to remind everyone, we're gonna be playing with the previous bans and picks.
Previous picks and bans, and maybe we can bring that up on screen. Can we do that? I'm not sure.
Perhaps
we'll open it up. I'll open it up on my phone for the meantime.
It's a classic Yi Shin versus the Roger that we know. Roger
Yi
is
Shin, man.
This is an Aura Yi Shin, so it's gonna be scary. One of the teams that can really do that.
So I think the Yi Shin. There you go. There's the picks.
Yeah.
Now I have to say that I'm still convinced that this time around there's no download games or anything that's gonna happen here for Aura PH.
That's true. That's true.
They're just gonna have a fun time for sure. And this is Natalia. This is their game face, as they say. So
it's very scary to see what, at least what Aura PH can use with, because if you look at their lineup, it's very Aura, but
very Aura.
Very Aura title, but at the same time, it's very balanced. So you have a marksman that can go into the late game. You have early game presence with the Esmeralda on the side lanes, and you have a solid Cho. So it's a mixture of physical and magical, as well as a mixture of a passive and an aggressive type of lineup. So you can see that from RPH, they had a holistic approach going up against the next place in game number 1.
Yeah, and of course you have to respect as well the amount of aggression that can come from this lineup from NXP. This is just like an early game. We're tough. We're gonna roll you over kind of lineup.
That's right.
So, and again, tank Chester. This is I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to switch up support to tank. And to me, I don't mind. I don't mind seeing a support Yaoi, but Chester, I still feel like they're more comfortable where they are.
Yeah,
right?
I want to say Yaoi on a Joy could be very explosive. So this time it's a double tank per se setup coming out from both Chester and Yaoi when we are used to the one tank and one mage, right? So hopefully that this brings a lot to the table, because I think that majority of the games that NXP win is off of the tanks being so successful with whatever role that they have, right?
Yeah, I mean, these tanks are obviously the bread and butter as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you will see a no-tank lineup almost in NXP. Even when they're denied the Kufra, even if you deny the Atlas, if you ban those picks, you're going to see Yaoi on Carmilla a lot of times. So they almost never go with no tanks, NXP. While on the other hand, I think Rafflesia is more flexible in that regard, where Rafflesia can go a little bit more offensive. He's not usually... He is the championship Kufra, but he is also comfortable in going off-roll a lot. And a lot of times when you go off-roll, that's the thing about it. That's what I don't like about NXP. They're trying to go off-roll a lot against a team that is so comfortable in the current roles that they have.
I guess the thing is, you off-roll, meaning to say it's off of, because mastery is important in a league. That's what I'm trying to say here. That's what I composed in my mind. We know that you can play whatever it is, hero that you have. Professional players can play that, but when in a situation wherein wins matter so much for NXP as well, this is a league. That just means that it won't be enough if you just can play the hero for 100 games or so. If you haven't mastered that hero, you're not gonna make it in the professional scene for sure.
So these guys are obviously mastery is something that should be already built in. That's like already a given for any player.
That's right.
In the MPL, I'm just wondering how much they mastered it.
That's also true, because it's not only about the heroes themselves, but also the actual approach to that hero. For example, looking at Greed, he already mastered that split pushing Natalia, right?
Yeah.
And he might have also mastered just the Natalia, but the other playstyle of Natalia, that's also what he mastered. So that's an entirely different thing for sure.
So we are going to see the game very, very soon, I'm sure.
Or are we?
I hope. Or are we?
I don't trust them anymore.
Yeah, I don't trust the calls anymore.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, they're probably getting ready. They're probably putting the powder on.
Just imagine Cho has been jumping for quite a while now. So
yeah, imagine if your guys are tired. Imagine
Cho right now.
Probably just
jumping up and down for the longest time.
Yeah.
I wonder when we can see him in action.
He's very excited for sure. Yeah. And Kiluash on the show, by the way, it's a treat to watch. So I hope you get ready for that.
That's right.
Expect a lot of strong split push, and also expect a lot of aggression coming in from that side lanes. The side lanes are very much controlled, I think, for Aura PH here. Although there's a lot of... The thing about the side lanes of NXP is that they're bullies. They can cut through the waves, right? They can cut to the back of the waves, and you can do a lot of denial if you do the cut properly.
Yeah.
Like the Ruby can cut very well, the X-board can cut pretty well, and the problem is that's also an avenue for counter for Aura PH.
It's getting hot in here as the minutes go by. We want to see them in action. Give us the game.
Give us the game, man.
And Aura PH.
Yeah.
This is starting to be like a record-breaking most awaited game.
Literally most awaited. I'm thinking about the longest time that I actually held down a cast. This is on a different game, obviously, right? So we just got some good news.
Miracles happen!
Miracles have happened! Oh my God!
Let's go!
Oh! Okay, we're back.
All right, we're back.
Okay, so we're back here in Aura PH versus NXP Solid Game 1. And I would say that, they look stable. They don't seem like they have any latency issues. And First Blood, like miracles do happen, First Blood on to a Yisun champ. That is catching JP off position.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened. Perhaps what they did was the ejector into the Baksha, perhaps? Or maybe could be different, but what is important is that they were able to do it.
Yep, there you go. Hey, that's a very nice try from Yaoi there, trying to see if he can catch off either Reflecia or Greed, but apparently it's not going to be the case. And MB is, again, as I said, these are lane bullies. They can sustain for a long time here. So the top lane and bottom lane are going to be big problems, the off lanes for Aura PH.
So bottom lane can see some movements from the export as well. I think that they at least attempted to take the orange buff of Aura PH. Not entirely sure if they were successful in doing so, but maybe we can see later. Yeah, it is it was a stolen orange buff from the export, so that's interesting. That's important to take note that Aura PH lost that one.
Yeah, and they are going to keep losing a lot of these if they don't do something about this rampaging Baksha here, who has been really making sure that all of the buffs are in check for NXP Solid. So 600 gold lead is something, it's not big, but you're doing it against Aura PH. That means you're doing something right. And
and another pause.
Another pause. I cannot. I'm gonna run out of I'm gonna run out of things to say about the pauses anymore, so I'm not even gonna notice it. But at this point, yes, if you're up by 600 gold against the back-to-back champs, you're definitely doing something right if you're NXP.
Then again, that this is Aura PH. These are champions. I don't know how easy they can recover from this, and they know how to deal with this. I wonder if the aggression from NXP Solid though is gonna continue, because I think that they have the right to do so. They have the heroes to be aggressive in the early game, and it's really advisable for them to capitalize on that fact.
Yep, for sure. They can capitalize and they can do wonders. Yeah, of course, with that. Now, the things that we were talking about before were actually really coming true. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to actually lane against the Ruby, against, of course, especially with a Baksha. That's the factor that we forgot to mention. This Baksha is just going to make sure that the lane bullying will proceed.
Yeah,
he's like the anti-police. There's like a police that stops bullying, and then there's this guy who makes sure that you can bully that lane consistently. And
there it is.
There it is. There you go. Look at it. And H2O level 4, like very close to level 5 here. He is on the warpath.
Yeah. Here we are. I just actually went onto Facebook and I'm gonna just post something.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It's called the most awaited game.
The most awaited game of the series. Of the season, rather. That's like taking away from the NXP, what do you call that? The NXP execration match, which is touted as the most awaited game, but apparently this is more of it.
This is literally the most awaited game of the season. And top lane, there we go.
There you go. Look at that. There you go. They want to take some of that gold away from the shields. Right? And that's where you want to get. That's where you want to be at. If you want to get some gold from Aura, free gold is on those shields. And NXP Solid's gold lead is definitely going on the rise here. H2O taking one jungle camp after one jungle camp in a very quick succession means that the plan is going as predicted by NXP.
And as you can see, there's 1,000 gold lead for NXP Solid, even more. And you want to really see that from NXP Solid, and it's what we like, because they want to, if you want to win against the champions, if you want to take a game away from the champions, you better have a different plan in mind.
Yep, and the plan is, of course, going to be a very out-of-the-box approach, I think. They want disruption. They want to disrupt Aura PH instead of letting them go into this mode, into this phase where JP is a strong threat. They're trying to stop that right away. They're trying to stop it early on so that they don't have to deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like that's going to be happening as well. H2O. Oh, the deny for Greed. He denies the buff from H2O, and H2O is very, very low. I think he didn't even die.
Oh, yeah.
And the Mount Shocker can be very close to killing him, but Yaoi's going to be the one to take down Kiluash instead.
Be careful about Greed.
Oh, Greed, he's not done. He has that buff, and he was almost close to range to use it. What a big denial from Greed.
I wonder how they did it, though, because that means that the retribution from the Roger wasn't...
I think Greed literally just hit it with a normal attack. How?
Did H2O miss the shot? That's the question.
Yeah, can we get like a replay, a super slow replay of that? That would be so fun to analyze. Now it's going to be Greed fighting under the smoke here with H2O. The double dash going to be used up. He is trapped. And with Chester very close by, that's going to be it for the turtle buff for Greed.
Oh, and of course the Roger is going to be able to take it. What a nice jump coming out from the back shot. I wonder if Reflesha didn't use that Hurricane Dance on just one member of NXP Solid, or a PH might have gotten away with the Greed being alive. Nevertheless, NXP Solid will capitalize on the fact that they are really strong in this part of the game.
Yep, and in this part of the game is where you have the Jawhead. You have Yaoi rolling each and everywhere you can go. And you also have Chester on the Baksha literally rolling. So everyone is having a hard time from Aura PH except for maybe Greed, who is just trying to control the bleeding. He's trying to stop the bleeding here. But again, it's very difficult since he has so many fronts to deal with.
Yeah. You can see now the Esmeralda against the X-Borg. It seems like X-Borg, Renjay is winning. I guess that's the nature of the zeros.
Yeah. Instant immortality at this point, by the way, for the X-Borg. Almost 6 minutes.
What I'm really surprised is that the teams are still, quote-unquote, laning, right?
They're still there. They're not
still
even especially Aura PH, they're playing so defensively right now.
That's right. Well, they feel that they're not in a rush, honestly, because they have a Yisun Shin. It scales better.
Yep.
Right? So
there you go.
It's good.
It's gonna be a dive in by Chester. Kiluash, he's trying to estimate if he can kick Chester back, but there's no one to do the DPS. Even Greed is very low. Turtle goes over to H2O just like that. Immortality will be popping. KLVJ, he can't dive in right away. That's a lot of NXP members. They are grouped up. There's no single target they can take down. And Aura PH, they are forced to back off.
Oh, what a wonderful decision there from NXP Solid. Putting this X-Borg with the Immortality. I think that the timing of the Immortality is really good as KLVJ wants to fight against H2O. He's actually winning the fight, even against the turtle buffed Roger. Well, obviously the turtle buff is a shield, so maybe that's why.
A 2-0 and free Roger.
Can't believe it.
Against a 0-0-0 Esmeralda. KLVJ just makes magic happen with his hero. And
KLVJ's understanding of his heroes is just immaculate. And honestly, Esmeralda is one of the heroes that Aura PH can really utilize.
Yep, that's going to be the pushback there for the Hurricane Dance. Flicker being used by Yaoi, but he's not going to be able to get away from that. Silence as well, going to stop the ejector for a moment, but he will go down anyway. That's going to be H2O on the back foot, trying to see if he can get some damage in. Lycan Pounce, very close for the JP. He's going to have to make a run for it, and he does fall in the end. Kiluash as well, going to be collateral damage there with Reflecia. He already used the Hurricane Dance. He can't really do that much after that.
Wow, the aggressiveness of NXP Solid, it's relentless. That's what we need from NXP Solid if they do want to win against Aura. Now Greed will have to run away from Chester now, as the initial plan of Aura PH to be a problem for the Roger isn't falling in place.
Oh,
Yaoi smells blood.
Yaoi looking for that bush, looking for that Natalia, but of course invisibility is still there. You need the AoE. You need actual AoE damage to go in and reveal it.
That's right.
So no reveal is going to be happening for that Natalia.
There we are. Guard looking for a target, but it seems like Aura PH will pop the Mountain Shocker. And where is the stun? Where is the control? It's not going to happen.
Yep, JP is 0-3-1 right now. There's no way they can contest this right with the items that they have. But they're going to try anyway. Reflecia with a Hurricane Dance pushes. Man, he pushed him so far away.
No way. No way.
Oh my gosh.
Really
no way.
Oh.
Literally, here's KLVJ though in the middle of everyone's trying to dance. Try and do that Stardust dance across Moon Shield and activation. It's going to be so difficult for KLVJ to do. Reflecia as well. No Hurricane Dance means he's not going to be able to go in. Dish in on out there with Last Insanity. Renegade going for the chase in H2O. He's going to be able to clean up that guy.
KLVJ still alive. The jump onto the control, and they took down the Natalia. Chasing Renegade. KLVJ going to be the better one, but he's going to be taken down. It's a wipeout from NXP Solid.
That's a 3 for 5 there for NXP. In favor of course, guys on the red. And H2O,
People's champ.
I don't know how you're going to deal with this Roger at this point. He's just so massive.
8-0 in force. We see the Gillette instant replay. And
smart move, by the way.
Amazingly smart move from Reflecia. And he knows that Greed is there to take that turtle. Without the retribution, NXP Solid cannot secure that turtle. But it didn't matter in the end because MLPH still lost the succeeding fight. The moment that JP was tagged by NXP Solid, that's when you know that MLPH will not be able to win and get the cigar at least.
I mean, it would be a different situation if it was JP who was getting the turtle, but it's not. It's Greed who's always getting the turtle.
That's right.
It's a nice denial. It's a nice steal. Because imagine if the Roger had the turtle buff, that would be literally unstoppable at this point.
Oh, scary, scary stuff. But okay.
Okay, that's a revenge for all the turtles that Greed stole from this guy. He's mad and he paid for it with his life. You cannot, no one can outduel this Roger at this point.
No one can outduel this Roger. Absolutely sure about that.
Lord resurrecting soon.
As Aura versus NXP Solid is proving to be good for NXP Solid now. The Lord is going to come, and the amount of lead that NXP Solid has right now means that they can be bullies against Aura PH, and they can start this Lord take. Aura PH looking very shaky. Even after having a good draft for Aura PH, it seems like NXP Solid are outlasting them. And wow,
whoa, the Lord, that was a quick Lord take there for NXP. They're going non-stop here. Going straight at it, and that's going to be KLVJ diving in on the back foot. H2O, very, very low, but he's going to be able to lifesteal back right away. That's a big difference between the Roger and other people. The lifesteal is going to be real. Renegade hunting down Greed is big. Going to be Immortality Pop for Renegade, and the rest. Oh, there you go. That's the hook in. MB chasing off on the JP, and there's nothing Aura can do about it.
There is the Lord marching up top, and 2 down on the side of Aura PH. NXP Solid, they still have their complete 5. Big minions going to be pushing into the middle. H2O dodges a majority of the initiations from Aura PH, and that is wonderful to watch.
Yep, very wonderful to watch. Seeing NXP just look on form. This is the fire that we keep talking about when we talk about NXP, right?
Yeah.
There's so much damage output and just so much.
Yowie with the ejector play.
Yep, ejector play. Reflecia trying to Hurricane Dance as many people as he can, but he cannot find the target, which is H2O. He's fighting under the tower. H2O decides to take down that turret alongside the other members here, and they are going to go focus on what is important, which is the inhibitor.
And the Export going for the last Insanity play for the bully play now. As NXP Solid wants to push into that bottom lane. It seems like they have felt their confidence. They're popping the Aura Fire stickers, and all of a sudden, Aura PH doesn't have any more base turrets.
Yeah, that's an empty base there for Aura PH, and knowing Aura PH, it's going to take a lot for them to get back into this game.
Oh my goodness. And I guess the fans will be rejoining now, and that's what we like about this.
Yep.
NXP Solid, we know that they need to be... they need to be aggressive with this Roger, and they are doing what their lineup should be doing, and we like that about them. Finally waking up after their win against Execration, they are feeling it against Aura PH.
Yep, so massive, man, and Aura PH are... Knowing them, they're going to be so, what do you call this? They're going to be very mad after this game if they lose this. Like, they kind of, if you think about Arcadia, he kind of thinks he won the draft, right? But somehow the execution is just not working out. I mean, the players are playing out of their minds, but Aura PH, they're just being beaten down to the earth by H2O's Roger.
Here we are. Oh, there it is.
Pushing him all the way back into the fountain, but not gonna be happening soon. There's
Ejector
gonna be the
play.
ejector into the unstoppable force. They're beating up Kiluash right now. Can't do anything. And now they're gonna be flowing and swimming in lava in the Tortoise Pissants there. And again, the damage output, everyone from NXP just going on turbo mode.
But MPL-PH, they are surviving this. There's the ejector play once more. They
There
found
you
the Cho.
go.
The Cho is down onto the back lines. Finding more. That's the tie down for the count.
That's Renegade as well with Last Insanity to clear up that minion wave. And MPL-PH
Oh my
for the
goodness.
last time going for the fight. JP's damage output is nowhere to be found. MB's gonna deal with him just single-handedly.
JP.
And
The base.
the base is going to be taken down there. 1-0 NXP. Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought indeed that NXP solid after that much awaited game? The MPL-PH Season 6.